thanks to Motionless in White for Disguise, one of the themes of the Mortal Kombat Pro competition stop right here at Combo Breaker 2019, joining you for day number 2 here. So excited, Mr. Aquaman, and for the very first time, I get to sit side by side with my man, Mustard here. What's going on, Mustard?
It's like you said, right? This is literally the first time we've actually commentated together. It's been how many years, and this is the first time fate has fallen in such a way?
Yes, it has. It has been far too long here, and I apologize for looking like Bret Hart. This was given to me by the crew here, and I had to wear them at least once.
It didn't last very long
on the
though,
broadcast.
I'm thinking these are like token young man Johnny Cage shapes.
I feel so comfortable, so much more comfortable now than
you're now back in your element,
in my natural habitat. But yeah, that did remind me of Johnny Cage from the story mode, going back in time. Hadn't seen one flying car in the future. Not one, Mustard.
Not yet. Not yet, but there's plenty of time for that. But
yes,
maybe not today, as of course we are back for Combo Breaker 2019. This is the first stop on the pro competition for Mortal Kombat 11. Of course, we have players from all over the world here. You guys saw pools yesterday, and today is a continuation of that. Of course, this is pool play, so it's early stages in the tournament. This is your first games as a player, and pool play is typically where you see players, I would say, the most nervous.
Oh, 100%, and especially in a 2 out of 3 situation, which our community isn't even used to, and with all the matchup knowledge, with all the matchups that you have to learn in only a few weeks span since the game's launch. These are scary times out there. These are sweat. This is the most I've seen top players sweat early, I think, at any event in the past couple years.
Yeah, I think that's for good reason too. Obviously, not only is this the first stop in the pro competition, we have record-breaking attendance this
yes.
tournament for Combo Breaker for Mortal Kombat. But there's so much riding on this, you know, and we've got players like, for example, DQ Beats. I haven't seen this guy in many years.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
And we have crossover from other scenes. Of course, Shine, known in the world of Street Fighter, coming into MK11, and there's a lot of players like that, right? Returning faces, crossing over from other scenes that obviously, you know, we all love fighting games here, so a lot of people play multiple games. And when you're competing here, this is the best tournament to compete, I feel. Because you're guaranteed top competition. It's going to be amazing to watch. The top 32, top 64, top 8, of course, we have tomorrow. And it's all good. And it's all going to be super exciting because it's early in the game. I feel like Combo Breaker has fallen on that interesting point where the game isn't fresh out of the gate anymore, but it still hasn't been a huge amount of time. So there's an interesting time to see who's taken to the game early, what characters they've gone for, what strategies they have, and just how much they know the game.
Yeah, this is the ultimate kind of feel-out phase for everyone, and I can't tell you guys how great it has been to see so many others try our game for the first time, see if it sticks. And we've seen a lot of success from these players as well. We even just saw Punk do well, getting out in losers in the previous pools. Those were the those were the G pools, and we're going to talk about the H pools, which we're going to get into right now as DQ Beats is going up against Shine here, rocking that Scarlet, and of course Sonya, who we've seen on the screen quite often here at Combo Breaker 2019.
DQ Beats, I used to know him as a Cyrax player back in the Mortal Kombat 9 days, so definitely no stranger to top tier. And obviously Sonya being an incredibly strong character so far. You know, there's built-in mix-ups. We've seen the damage output. Very scary character, so not at all surprising to see him go for it. But Shine on that Scarlet opened up the game with the double overhead crushing blow. You sometimes go an entire set without seeing that, and that was literally opened the door for Shine in this game, and he's going to take round 1.
Yeah, so Shine here is playing a character that I feel fits someone coming over from a game like Street Fighter, right? This is a very good character that's got solid zoning, and for a character that we thought was going to be purely built around zoning, is one of the better mid-range footsie characters in this game. She has got the normals, and if you play her right, she seems to be one of the strongest characters in this game, but it takes that work, and you know, someone like Shine, who's used to playing very high-level footsies in the Street Fighter, can carry over to this game very well.
Oh, absolutely, but he's going to get jumped in on there by DQ Beats. Going to go for a combo, unfortunately dropped it. And oh no, I think Shine breakaway, no, never mind. But the breakaway is going to take a long time to come back, and against Sonya, you can't be left with that without too long. But of course, Shine doing all right. Oh, the fate!
Ooh.
That's something, honestly, that's something we really don't see Sonya players go for too often, is the fate on the overhead kick. That's like, we all thought that was going to be cool, but it seems like almost like saved for a rainy day, right? We do not see it abused, but there's the fatal blow. Nowhere near going to kill, but it is going to give DQ Beats the life lead. And it's going to put him in like one-touch kill territory. If he lands a throw, or if he lands an uppercut with anti-air, or just a standing string, this is dangerous for Shine. He's going to block.
The amplified rings here could do the job as well. Just trying to knock out the chip, but coming in with the leg tackle. you always got to be wary of the mix-ups that Sonya Blade can throw at you, maybe crouching, looking for a jump attempt. These guys are playing a really good game right now. I like out of Shine, we're seeing something that I don't see these Scarlet players, I think, go for enough. He's doing pokes into parries, looking for counter poke reads. It is working out. We're seeing a lot of down threes out of DQ Beats, unfortunately, trying to buy time to go over the blood puddle. It's so slow. It's almost like it's inevitable that you're going to come down on it.
But this right here is classic Scarlet neutral, and Shine is showing it off beautifully so far. Obviously, she has a plethora of projectiles, but each one serves a different purpose. You know, the tentacle is good against longer range if you're going to try and read movement. When you have the screen control and the zoning war advantage, you can go towards these slower projectiles. Obviously, you've got a lot of hits done on it. There we go. Ooh, okay. DQ Beats. I just realized DQ Beats also is a no holds barred. He's actually not Ringmaster, so this version has a bit more of a parry, the air grab. Didn't get a chance to see too much of it though, as Shine is going to take a clean game once with that Scarlet.
Yeah, just in that third game, really spaced him out, and that's what you want to do against Sonya Blade. There's not a lot of characters, for one, that can handle her full screen. There are not many in this game. Scarlet does happen to be among them, but the fact that you can keep her away from you as long as Shine was able to right there, it speaks volumes, and that's why this man is up 1-0 right now.
Well, the big thing as well is obviously it's no holds barred, Sonya, so he doesn't have the drone drop. The drone drop really is the meat of Ringmaster Sonya's keepway, right? It's the the counter zone, the tracking, projectile. Well, not tracking, but obviously it can compete from multiple ranges. On reaction, and you get the delayed amp ring, which is a huge part as to why the keepway is so strong. So no holds barred is a lot more point blank, right? So you're not going to be able to compete from full screen. It's a bit more of a closer game this time, though. Shine's going to get the roll into buttons, into full screen control. I think Shine really is playing for distance as an absolute priority.
And then just playing the spacing game perfectly, DQ Beats outside of sweep range, how much he can do, and another parry working out for Shine here, going to get all of this health back. I've noticed that a lot of the Scarlets are starting to actually, build towards being very annoying to kill by getting health back, opting to end their combos with the straight shot,
it's so
get the health back,
it's just so strong, dude.
Parry, yeah,
honestly,
so much health back.
We're no stranger to seeing characters heal in some way in their own games, but no one's quite done it the way Scarlet does, right? Off of projectiles, off of practical, parry, counter poke into healing,
off of
projectile into healing. Yeah, you can end a combo in the projectile to heal, but another combo coming through from DQ Beats. But again, both times DQ Beats has got that amplified air grab, Shine's had the breakaway ready, so no huge amount of damage, but he does have a decent lead. Question is, can he keep it? Because right now he's struggling to hold onto it as Shine is just squeezing out damage every single time. Yeah, really good block there from Shine as well. Still has the position in DQ Beats' favor. Pushing into the corner, using the plus fam to the down 3 to get some advantage. Here we go. And if he wasn't Ringmaster, that would have been a killing blow, I think. No breakaway for Shine right now. Does get the reversal throw to reverse the position. And wow, what a button to either react to that roll away or just covering all the space. It's going to cover every wake up in that situation. Oh, clean punish into healing again. And this time, Scouts out the fail. But there's the anti-air. This is going to be super dead territory, as this will do more than enough damage. Scarlet having one of those heavier hitting fatal blows to the game. Absolute destruction, and Shine is going to take another clean 2 rounds. Good finish. Nice anti-air. Obviously, this variation of Sonya has limited options in the air, so that's going to be a clean anti-air. But that actually right there is a good demonstration for, I think, the variation system in the game, in the sense that you look at the variation of no holds barred versus Ringmaster. No holds barred gets parries and the air grab. In that matchup, you're not going to use the parries because you're just not going to be point blank very often. And even if you are, Shine is not going to press. If he's got the life lead, if you've managed to work your way in, chances are you don't have the life lead when you get there, which is when someone is unlikely to press into a parry, which is what no holds barred gets. If you were to go to Ringmaster, I know there's a lot to be said to it. It seems to be one of the, if not the best variation in the game, perhaps. So, surely it's better than everything on paper. But when you're looking at the two next to each other, right, that matchup, Scarlet, you need full screen options. You need something to compete and contest with so you don't just get chipped away and then by the time you've worked in, your options aren't going to work so much. That's where the variation system comes into play.
Absolutely.
I think, when you know those options and you can pick according to the matchup. And Sonya's definitely one of the characters that can do that.
Absolutely, and just looking at some of these pools that we're going to be getting through right now in this block, it's going to be the H pools. Shine is from H1 right there, who also has Waz, Illusions.
Dude, this is a tough pool.
Comp Bros, Hippo, King Hippo's in this one as well. Tachikawa is in this one as well.
He was one of the late reg boys here. Waz, Tachikawa, Shine, Comp Bros, Illusions, King Hippo. This is a tough pool, dude.
And here we got some highlights right now. And this was setting the stage early where this was a feel-out period between the two, and it was Shine barely outshining DQ Beats in that first round. And there's a fake out, but look who was ready for it was Shine with the poke, and then knew he was going to counter poke at the parry ready. And that is just a mind game on top of a mind game right there. There you see the parry getting blown up by the low there at a Sonya Blade, but not as much reward in this variation, it seems, on No Holds Barred than in Ringmaster.
Exactly, especially when you get to a character that wants to heal too, because this version of Scarlet doesn't particularly need to spend bar on a huge amount. Scarlet is going to have a lot of offensive bar, and if you're willing to just use a bar to get health back, or 2 bars, why not? Then absolutely, go for it. But we're going to get to our next game right now, which is going to be Kano versus the Istafane.
Ooh,
that is a DIY hitbox right there.
That is a do-it-yourself hitbox right there. You see the wires. That's a custom job. That's some plywood from Home Depot right there.
But you know what I love about stuff like that? Because obviously, the FGC, a lot of people, they thrive on creating their own controllers. They'll buy the parts and make it themselves. What I love about seeing controllers like that is there's so much character, right? There's so much personality behind those kinds of controllers. Be it a stick. Usually it's a stick, right? They're the ones people make. Stick, hitbox, whatever it is. But you kind of think of like the journey that controller had while it was being made, right? All the games that inspired you to want to make it. Do you want to put your own art on it?
These two have
actually going straight in.
These two actually gone right into it. It looks like we have. This is some gameplay. This is not a button check. Someone blocked something. I'm gonna assume that we're going right into the match.
It's either a really extensive button check or this actually is a game. Okay, definitely is a game, I believe. So it's gonna be Liu Kang and Kitana, both Revenants 2. It's a shame we're not on the Shinnok Temple, just to make it a little bit more canon.
And coming out, we got a Lover's Quarrel on our for our viewing pleasure here. Liu Kang, Kitana. We've seen a lot of Liu Kang at this event, which has been kind of surprising.
I feel like we didn't see a tremendous amount of him yesterday, but today we're seeing a lot. I know that's just the luck of the draw, right? Like as the pools go through with the hundreds and hundreds of players we have, obviously there's a chance you just might not see it. But Liu Kang, definitely a solid pick, I think, especially early on. I think people really thrive on his rushdown game and how it's not the hardest to apply either, but there is a certain mind game behind it. You can't just hit buttons and hope for the best.
If there's lack of knowledge, he can run you over like a truck. That's what Liu Kang can do. A lot of damage, a lot of staggers that if you don't know the frame data of, and even if you do know the frame data of, those staggers can be incredibly tricky. Off of the 1-2, off of the forward 4-3. That's going to be a punish on the flying kick. It looks like Kano off to a good start. Kind of a blow-up that he doesn't have a K in front of that name. Mustard, I'm sure you... I'm sure that came across your mind.
I didn't want to say it, but
absolutely. Hey, this is Mortal Kombat, baby. Doing the flutter, going overneath the flying kick. Might have dodged a size 9 boot to the face right there. Kano is back to the wall, just needs to chip out, and with the double fan, no last breath on that second fan. Gonna do it. Kano going up 1-0. The Insta-Fein?
I'm assuming Istafane.
Istafane.
I would assume. I'm willing to be wrong on that one for sure. But a nice solid display of Kitana. Kitana is one of those characters that the community is quite torn on, I think. Like, the general consensus is that she's not incredible. But then, like, in the hands of someone like, for example, Samij, who has a very distinct play style, she looks top tier, right? She very much is a different experience what Kitana players are used to seeing, I think, and it's taking a lot of time to kind of transition the legacy Kitana players to trying to kind of accustom to the new version of the character.
I would definitely agree with that, and I think that's the character that of the most I've seen of one community completely jump ship early on. It was incredible, and Samij picking up the character, not as a Kitana loyalist going back to previous iterations of the game, but simply knows the tools that he looks for in a character and found them in Kitana in this game.
But Kano doing a good job himself as well. I think a big part is just these buttons, right? She's such a strong, strong neutral buttons, and then those jump-ins, the feint with the float as well. Drops the combo, but still did a lot of damage beforehand. Oh, big whiff on the bicycle kick.
She has one of the biggest jump-ins in the game as far as distance covered, and in a short amount of time, she boogies. Great jump two, great jump kick, has wonderful conversions, has one of the best anti-airing down threes in this game, similar to kind of things on previous iterations. Ooh. And Kano getting crazy here. Are we going to end in the belly slap? No, we are not. We get no crushing blow.
Was there enough hits in the combo? I know you have to get quite a substantial amount of hits before it would trigger.
I think it's 11, and it was there.
Ooh, well, regardless, isn't going to matter. A very swift 2-0 for Kano. That Kitana is going to be doing some work. No doubt we'll be seeing him again later on. Dude, Katana, I find Katana quite fun to watch. I know she's not particularly flashy. I know, obviously, we used to watching Katana. We used to seeing her do, like, 50% combos and fans for days, but I feel like she still has elements of that. Just the damage isn't as high and the fans aren't quite as oppressive in the air.
And
but her grounded
combos
game
aren't as long.
Her grounded game is so much more satisfying to watch in this game. Because I feel like there's a lot more thought process behind Katana in this game in comparison to, like, for example, MKX.
Yes.
You know, MKX Katana was very much a, you know, safe strings, strong mids, on block, do something safe, and on hit, take a huge combo.
Zone,
right?
and if you get hit, you're eating something.
Whereas I
substantial.
feel like Katana in this game has to be a little bit more sensible with the buttons she presses, right? Even to get the strings to come out, you have to commit to like at least 3 hits, 3 buttons, just to get the string to come out.
And there's almost a risk that they weren't used to having before. To, you know, in order to get to the damage, they eventually had to take a risk there. Let's take a look at some highlights of Kano, who really dominated this from start to end.
It was 4 straight rounds,
yeah,
man.
It was the Insta-Fan who couldn't get anything going with Liu Kang, and that's pretty crazy considering Liu Kang is one of the characters that can get fired up pretty quick.
Yeah, but I think he kind of can't take so much damage on the way in. That's a big problem in this matchup. Is obviously Katana with a life lead is her fans aren't quite as scary as they used to be, but they are still decent projectiles. So obviously, if you are looking for you know, to sort of work your way in, obviously if she amplifies the fans, it's still 2 highs, I believe, so it's not again as scary. Yeah. Everything is kind of toned down a little bit, but it's still effective. If you have the kind of life lead that Kano had the entire time in pretty much that entire set, you have to go to things like, you know, fly kicks to try and compete with fireballs. Even then, like, is it enough? I think that
was definitely something I thought we would have seen more of. Is a lot more low fireball to do with the fan. And Liu Kang has, as you saw on display earlier from Punk, one of the best anti-airing jabs. It seems like he was anti-airing gears like it was nothing. It was crazy.
Liu Kang's, sorry, not to interrupt, but like his anti-air buttons are like, there's so many. Yeah. Standing 1, down 3, like. Too many options, right?
It's like, a lot of options. And,
come on, share them around a little bit.
And you know, I've noticed only in really playing Samija, I haven't got to play too many Katana players out there, but they are very, you know, if the zoning isn't working, Katana's gonna come at you, and their go-to first option is to jump at you. Like I said earlier, she has one of the best jump-ins in the game.
She has the float too, right? So make it a little bit more awkward.
So that's always something that you have to look out for. And as a Liu Kang player right there for the Insta-Fiend, always look out for that on the way in, have that stand jab ready. But it looked like once Kano got in, he just didn't know how to deal with that pressure. And she's got a really good stagger heavy pressure as well.
Well, moving on though, we're going to be seeing Waz of Darksided making that trip once again from the world of Australia.
That's what, 2 weeks back-to-back 20-hour trips here to the States?
My man has spent more time in the air, I think, than on solid ground. I think since this game came out. But you know, Waz is he at this point he's quite a seasoned competitor, and obviously as you know, Australia, they do have a scene. They obviously just had Battle Arena Melbourne, in which he did get first place. He's very much proven to be the strongest NetherRealm player from Australia, and I don't think it's really contestable at this point. You know, the proof is in the results. But he's going to be coming up against Waz. Obviously, we saw him with Noob Saibot at the summit, but Jade.
Also, what I've never seen this Jade mask, and it's absolutely gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous.
That is actually really sick. But of course, we know Waz. He was playing Noob Saibot at the summit. Jade, mainly, I believe. Aaron Black and Jade, I believe, at Battle Arena Melbourne. And I've seen him playing a lot of Jade. I played him in casuals beforehand. He was playing Jade. Obviously, he's playing Jade now. He was playing Jade yesterday as well. I think he really is kind of settling on this character for now as a solid pick. And I think it's a really strong pick for him because he doesn't mind slowing things down. He has incredible footsies, incredible neutral. And she complements those really well as a playstyle. But of course, Wide bringing in that Marauder Baraka, another character we've seen a few times this weekend already. I think the Baraka train is very much en route, as this character is incredibly strong. I think a lot of players are really enjoying the experience because he's very solid fundamentally, a lot of good buttons. Not the hardest character in the world to play, but definitely not the easiest.
Yeah, he's very rewarding to play. You know, especially Marauder here, you just get so much damage off of finally opening up someone up. And it's not necessarily going to open up someone with mix. It's going to be great, either reactions or reads or hit confirms with the 1-1-2. That's really what Baraka's all about. And then
my man punishes, right? That's what it is. He wants to hit. He wants to catch buttons on whiff. He wants to punish you on block. He wants to make you press so he can delete your life bar. He's got a lot of counter hit crushing blows too. Character really thrives on that, I feel.
And right now, Waz just playing the nice, lame, patient game and trying to stay away from this man because he does not want to get touched. And he's going to pick this combo up with the down 4 shadow kick. Beautiful conversion right there from Waz, getting that very late the aerial dagger pickup. You know, Jade's got such cool conversions off some of her projectiles, and they have such awkward hitboxes. Time is going to expire, and this is what Waz was aiming for this entire time.
You really have to be smart when it comes down to closing in the distance on Emerald Defender. You know, this variation, it gets the low projectile, it gets the upwards projectile, and the air one. Ooh, wow! Flawless block, the knowledge. Now, I saw Waz playing Biohazard yesterday in casual, so you know he's been playing against Baraka.
Yeah, Biohazard, oh my goodness. Opting, of course, for the command grab variation where that becomes a mix-up. But knowing that he wants to go for the plus frames off the 4-2-1-2, Waz all over it, and you see the knowledge Waz has been putting in so much time since this game has launched. Do you remember even pre-launch, getting his hands on it, and then on launch, I think he put out some of the most information
out of anyone. My man was studying.
It was crazy. I actually didn't have to turn on the game. I just had to follow him on Twitter.
Who needs training mode when you've got Waz? You know what I mean? Oh, there's Hake from into the corner. Oh, a tough corner combo. It's actually quite hard to get that down one there, but Waz has a huge life lead, so it isn't really going to be too problematic. But a very controlling game one from Waz. You know, Jade is she's a frustrating character, I feel. You know, she's the kind of character that really wants to annoy you, you know, throw those projectiles, get the life lead set on it, play as much of the game from a distance as possible, so you are getting frustrated, you are making mistakes, you know, you're dashing too much, you're jumping at times you shouldn't be jumping, you're going for advancing buttons that he's ready to hit with the wiggle stick.
Yep,
you know?
Yep, the wiggle stick is active and waiting.
It's all part of his plan.
You guys saw there in the background his boy Spooter rooting him on. Also, shouts to Spooter for coming all the way out here.
Yeah, anyone willing to make that distance of a trek, right? Like, you know, we're all here for fighting games and we love competition, but it takes a certain level of dedication to be willing to make that kind of trip as regularly as Waz does. You know, we see Waz a handful of times a year. It's not cheap. Obviously, shout out to Dark-Sided for the support they show this guy as. You know, it's definitely money well spent. You know, he's very quickly becoming quite the legend in the community.
Oh, 100%. And breaking out the flag here is Wired, man, possibly for there, or possibly just wanting to get Waz to fear this extra damage that might be coming his way.
But this is the issue, right? I feel like Baraka, from a distance, Baraka does not have, especially Marauder, does not have the answers to stop the glow from a distance. Glow is pretty much a free activation against Baraka. Forward 4-4 doesn't reach, his jump-in doesn't do it, and he doesn't have any advancing specials. He doesn't have the blade charge, of course that's not in Ultimate Variations, he doesn't have the command grab that you get in Bone Picker, so he doesn't have the option. And again, another flawless block. Waz is just, and the weight. Not even going to go for it. Wow, this is all Waz.
Yeah,
this is a mental game at this point. Waz is just completely in Wired's head. Nothing is going unpunished.
Yeah, Wired. It has to be lost. You know, I know coming into a game like this that if I were to get punished for something like that and I'm not used to it, I'm already mentally like checked out.
It's 2 out of 3 too. You know, you don't have a huge amount of time to realize what's going on, but we're seeing 2 flawless block reversals from 2 separate strings. You know, Wired is very quickly having his move list disabled by Waz, right? Buttons that are shown to no longer work, and he doesn't have a huge amount of time left to kind of establish the safer versions instead. Obviously, you know, go for the 1-1 or don't finish the strings, but at this point you even get the time to, as Waz is literally running away with this again.
Literally running away with this, and every time Wired gets hit, he's put in the same situation.
Oh,
and there you talk about trying to get in with those advancing buttons and having the wiggle stick ready here is Wazinator. And there's another one for you, and he is so content right now to let Wired try to come at you. I mean, you're in forward 4 range right there, even in back 2 range, and Waz ready for every single answer, even the anti-air on a jump kick, which is, I think at times, anti-airable.
I feel like Waz plays the game like he always has 1% health left. You know what I mean? Like he cannot get hit at any cost, be it on block, be it on it. Look at that little smirk. He knows he was doing some cool stuff.
That was a little smirk of, man, that was.
He's like, man,
that was absolute.
Man, those fatal blows though. Those fatal blows. No, like flawless blocks. I did the accent, but I messed up the word.
That actually is how Waz talks. Like,
can we talk about those flawless blocks though? How about that? He's gonna go to Spood and they'll be like, damn guys, check it out.
That's actually Waz.
They were clean though. They were clean. Like those flawless blocks, doing flawless blocks like that in pool play in like your first match of the tournament.
Multiple times.
As I really hope we got them in these replays that we're about to see now. I really hope, replay guy, I'm watching you. Those flawless blocks were super clutch, you know, because I know characters like Baraka, obviously characters we know what's flawless blockable with Baraka. You know, the tutorial literally tells you about 1-1-2 having a gap. If you do the tutorial, that is the string the game makes you flawless block, just to show that it's possible. But of course, you know, Baraka does have other options, but you have to quickly decide You know, am I going to commit to them? Is he going to do it again? Do I try
There we
stagger?
go.
And there's one. Oh, into that. Not huge damage, but the big thing about a flawless block, I feel like, it's not the damage you're taking, it's the message you're sending.
Yes.
It's the, I know you can't do this, and if you do it, I'm going to take away 20% because you pressed a button and I blocked it. But I was that, you know, I knew the matchup that much that I'm now taking this button away from you.
You saw in those early highlights that it really was just a story of Waz outspacing, and every wild swing got punished with either the back 2 or the forward 4. He was ready for it, knows the spacing. We got was that a Jack Sparrow hat in the building out there in the crowd?
I for the life of me, couldn't figure out what the hell was. There's Spuda, there's the shades.
There's Spuda. That's a nice bit of Taka out there.
Nice bit of Taka.
Nice bit of Taka.
It's cool as a cute. Look at the eyebrows, dude. They're like making a journey over the top. But they've got some distance to carry. Those are some extra shades.
Those got some toasty boost to them.
Oh my god. Oh, dearie me. What a tournament. Shout outs to Combo Breaker, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys and girls at home are having a glorious time with us as we are in this pro competition, first event of the year. You know, and I feel like it's been a long time coming. You know, Combo Breaker is something we've been looking forward to for a while, and nice to see the turnout. But
how many? Okay, we have actually seen quite a lot of head-to-heads of kind of non-NRS guys going at it here.
I would just like to quickly say, you are watching Tachikawa versus Shine on a NetherRealm stage. I love fighting games.
Mortal Kombat, baby!
Mortal Kombat 11 brings the FGC together. I know Tachikawa has been personally getting coached by Sonic Fox, so I know Sonic Fox is obviously well known as one of the greatest fighting game players of all time. You know, he really has kind of established that legacy. One of the most dominant, especially in the world of NetherRealm games. But
proven kind of otherwise last year at Combo Breaker, winning Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh yeah, for sure. My man is successful.
In what at the time was the biggest tournament here.
However, we know Sonic Fox is an incredible player. Of course, you know that much cannot be debated anymore. You know, that's fact. His ability as a coach and teacher, I feel like
deep knowledge is insane.
His knowledge is incredible.
Unreal.
Yeah, but I'm curious. I know Tachikawa's experience is limited with the game, but when you have the personal coaching of someone like that, I imagine you'll improve quite quickly. And there's already been 2 flawless blocks out of 3 attacks.
Back to back. I also want to talk on Sonic Fox that a lot of the top players that ascend in our scene are Sonic Fox's training partners. I think that is the road to the top. If you want to be the top, you want to get to a level to where Sonic Fox wants to practice with you, because that is really what I've seen. I mean, look at Combat here. Looking strong everywhere he competes, because he just started practicing with Sonic Fox in MK11 here. But this is Tachikawa, this is Shine going at it, and we see some nice, solid, spacing-oriented footsie game, nice footsie match right now.
Well, a big difference we're going to see, another help. I've never seen someone hold the parry for so long and consistently have people press buttons into it. But a big difference from the matchup.
That's the mix-up, Mustard.
Last time we saw Shine, ooh, max range dash punch. Last time we saw Shine against DQ Beats, obviously you had Sonya, which wanted to kind of close the distance a lot. She had projectiles, but it weren't very good. Jackie doesn't have. Jackie does not have projectiles, but my goodness, does she move forward very well. But Shine's going to stuff that fatal blow and get the throw.
Well, so that's the thing. She can come in with back 2-2. She can come in with dash punch, safe on block. Got to make that read. So here's the thing. That's the mix-up of Jackie Briggs when she's in dash punch range. You're going to make a read on the dash punch and crouch without blocking, or you're going to eat a back 2-2 to the mouth.
For sure. I mean, but that's what makes her so scary. It's from kind of like a magic sweet spot distance, right? It's not all the places. Oh, big neutral jumper. Recovered in time. Grease kick. There it is, the amplify. Breakaway immediately. Ooh. You see the staggers coming through. Oh, finishes the string. Even that by itself does 130 damage. That is strong.
Very strong stuff, and this is definitely, I was about to say, this is a matchup where parry can definitely be effective, because we talk about Jackie Briggs being one of the most button press heavy characters
and they're all mids
in this game, and they are all mids. They're all going to get cooked by that thing. Beautiful conversion right there. That's pretty tight. See some execution out of Tachikawa in the corner position, and we have seen.
Ooh, not quite.
Still scared right now to pick up, and that's a late breakaway, and that's 2 for 2 on Shine, getting out the fatal blow press from Tachikawa and going up 1-0.
I feel like whenever you're trying to stuff Fatal Blow, like even if you're trying to meteor and you see it, your heart will still like skip a beat. You're like, oh, we did it. You see the flash of the Fatal Blow before you've known if you've meteored it or if the armor's gone through, and you're just like, oh god, please say I've got it. Please say I hit it.
mean, it's only 5 frames, which is almost unfathomable how fast that actually is before armor comes out, and that becomes a godlike read.
But if you've meteored properly, you know, and your move is there, ready to hit, it will stuff it, and that's where we see it. Oh, another parry, Shine. I absolutely love his usage of it. You know, it's like you said before, all of Jackie's best options are closing in distance, pressure. They're all mids, highs, and lows are what beat parries. And Jackie isn't really known for those from that range. So you're just going to get hit by a parry, Shine's going to heal off of it.
And also, you're going to take a lot of damage off a low from Jackie, if I'm not mistaken. There's no way for her to confirm it.
Like you see there, like he's starting to use the low, but low has considerably shorter range than the rest of her buttons.
Yeah, she has to get in on you and has to close the gap, but that throw is going to actually take him out of the range he wants to be, and even outside of that dash punch range, and we got 0 for 3 on Fatal Blows from Tachikawa right now. And look at these button presses, and he's always canceling in a parry, ready for a reversal. And Tachikawa looks kind of lost against this.
Well, the thing about like those long-range buttons into parry is even if the button connects and parry doesn't, yeah, you lost damage, but Shine is having a life lead pretty much the entire time. And it's considerable, too. He's had like 60%, 70% leads all the time. And there it is. It's going to be long-range button into the blood ball or the parry. One of them. Oh, the wake-up that goes so far.
Oh, there we
right
go.
into the nose. Goodbye.
Yeah, I think it's not talked about enough that Scarlet's up 3 has one of the biggest horizontal hitboxes to it in this game. It's very hard to force the whiff. And Shine going to get all this health back, and it does a considerable amount of damage as well.
Well, it's just one of the strengths that Scarlet has, right? You know, not every character can do it, but you know, it's a tool to be used, and Shine is making the most. In the crowd, you know, Shine's got those supporters. Oh, okay.
And you saw him see the parry because Shine's one to hold it for a very long time. Got the low, but you're not going to eat a whole lot of damage off of that low.
You see Shine, he's not going to be too afraid to just hold block here. Obviously Tachikawa, he has the Fatal Blow ready to go. Oh, throw, good tech. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Oh, if he gets one more of those, it's going to crushing blow. But will not get the chance as the wake-up attack is clean. Tachikawa. I like how he was going for the flashy stuff already though, right? Like clearly, obviously he's new to the game. You know, that much is obvious. But he's only just started and he's already going for like the throw tech punishes. He's going for the flashy cancels, you know, like
flawless blocks on the the stand 3s out of Scarlet right there. Yeah, beautiful stuff. I think he definitely was about to bet it all on. Okay, what I would have done. Bet it all on walk up low Fatal Blow.
Well, that would be so amazing. But what I would love to see is these players that are obviously trying out the game, coming from other scenes. I would love to see a lot of these players stick with it, because this happens a lot with fighting games, and it's again, it's why we're here at Combo Breaker. Combo Breaker has tournaments for so many games in the worldwide FGC. And there is a lot of crossover, a lot of people, even if we like dedicate to one game, we still play a lot of other ones, just to enjoy, just to have fun with them.
100%.
But I feel like seeing these players come to the game and learn it, they're taking to it quite well. There's understanding of the mechanics. They've got some combo execution. They're clearly playing matchup specific stuff. Like, it's a good start. I like what I'm seeing, and I would really love to see these guys at Combo Breaker 2020. To do the same thing and see how much they've learned in that year. Sticking to another game. Becoming part of the community with us. I would love nothing more than to see that.
100%. And there's one of the, I think, 3 Fatal Blows that either got beat out or whiffed out of Tachikawa. That was such a good... Shine is looking pretty strong, I have to say. And he's moving on the winner's side of the bracket in a very tough pool that is H1 there. And let's talk about some of the other pools that are going on at the same exact time. And we've seen a lot from that pool because that happens to be one of the most stacked ones out there. We got H2 that has 2 easy. Peeling coming over from Tekken, okay. And wait a minute.
Speaking of transitions.
Are you kidding me? This is actually in that same pool. H2, 2 easy. Peeling.
Get wrecked and then Goichi.
Yes, get wrecked in here as well. And this is Blueprint 4 and Goichi. This is someone that even myself on Twitter got incredibly excited when I saw. I actually didn't know what the tweet said because I didn't have it on translate at the time. All I saw was hashtag MK11 on it.
That's enough. That's all you need. That's all you need to see.
We are in there. Goichi, please play this game. I am all about it. I want to see what he's about. I watched him stream a couple of times. I don't know if I think I saw him kind of give up on Sub-Zero early on. I'm not too sure who he's actually bringing in the Combo Breaker.
I know Sonic Fox recommended he give Sonya Blade a try, so
that's
I'm
not
too
a bad
sure.
recommendation for anyone watching this tournament today.
Well, I mean, Goichi is just he's just so good at fighting games. You know, he is a god.
Oh, but he's going back to his day one. Here's Goichi. He said 2 out of 3. I got the tech.
There's going to be Thin Ice as well. I'm actually really interested to see this. So he has been playing quite a considerable amount of MK11, you know, since the game came out. Obviously, Sonic Fox really helping him out again, giving him that coaching. Of course, Sonic Fox, Goichi, and Tachikawa, they all met through the world of Dragon Ball. You know, they're all those top players with this. They are legends in their own right in the world of Dragon Ball. But obviously, Mortal Kombat, this is what we're here for. And I'm really curious to see how Goichi is taken to the game. I know he's been dedicating to it quite a bit too. So very excited to see this match.
Me too, and I will say the one thing that, one thing I associate with Goichi is defensive options. And if there was ever a player to come into our scene and try to showcase flawless block in the defensive options of this game at the highest possible level, I think it would be someone like Goichi coming in. Unfortunately, defensive options not helping him in round number 1 here as we get Jackie, Pei, Briggs, and Blueprint start to end controlling that in his face. And just this brutal pressure of Jackie that if you don't know, if you haven't labbed, it's hard to get out. And I think even if you do know, you have to make a read, and I think you need, what? You need a 9-framer to escape some of her pressure?
Yeah, I mean, the kind of classic go-to is your down 1. You know, most characters have a down 1 that will do the job, but if she reads the down 1, she has other options that can go for it instead. There's going to be a nice extension here. This is a really strong game so far.
Yeah, this is not a character that I would actually think that Goichi would kind of attach himself to, as this is a more offensive-oriented character. In Sub-Zero, he is not the defensive beast that he used to be back in previous games. That had to have been the most perfectly spaced, I don't even know what that's called, Icicle
Barrage, my friend.
Yeah, Icicle Barrage, that was the most perfectly spaced one I've ever seen that in max distance.
Or is it Deathsicle Barrage?
Oh my goodness, but what a first game here from Blueprint 4 with Jackie, Briggs. Goichi is sitting there going, I don't know what just happened, but...
Yeah, I think he wants to go to character select. He accidentally hit rematch. Yeah, he accidentally hit rematch. He was going to character select.
Yeah, looking to lower the health bars for us so that the scoreboard can come onto the screen for you guys and not cover up the health. But yeah, Goichi looking kind of like a deer in headlights against Jackie's pressure there.
I mean, she is incredibly powerful. You know, she has those fast buttons. She's got the, just the pressure. You know, she is just absolute pressure city. If you're a player that loves doing absolute rush down, you know, strong buttons to compete and contest with other characters, you want nice combos, you want good crushing blows, look no further than Jackie Briggs.
If you want to play the game, all right, DJT didn't touch on this at Summit, but the recipes for success. I'm going to throw
I didn't hear this, but I heard about this, so please.
Okay, well.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to name his recipes because I'm not going to lie, I forgot most of them. But
well, that's no good.
But I'm going to put my own recipe for success in MK11. You ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Have a 9-frame mid.
Uh-huh. Yep, check.
That's the only one I'm going to add because his were do over 30%.
Uh-huh.
Have a half screen normal.
Uh-huh.
His actually may have been like have a 10-frame mid. I don't remember. But DJT, if you watch the Summit of Time, listen out for his recipes for success.
Well, allow me to retort with a famous quote from a legendary community member. Can't remember the quote.
Yes.
See? That's what it sounds like.
No, but here's the thing. I never said I was going to say it. I'm just going to add to it.
Oh, I see. No,
yeah.
That's my misunderstanding. But a change from Goichi as he's gone to Dead of Winter Sub-Zero, which is more of a mix-up-oriented version. Hit confirm.
Oh my goodness, this has been a near flawless of this man to get us started coming off the crushable. I'm okay with this. Get some momentum, get on the board here.
I wonder why Goichi ever bothered with Thin Ice. I feel like he just looks so much more comfortable with Dead of Winter.
Probably trying to control some sort of neutral with the air axe, but Jackie, when she gets in...
Yeah, but like real fast ice ball, isn't it?
Yes.
What's wrong with that? Take it. Take it, dude. Ooh, okay. And Goichi did take a commanding round 1, but Blueprint managing to get some offense on the go again. This is where Goichi was kind of struggling before, you know. He definitely seemed quite uncomfortable with this classic Jackie pressure that Blueprint is being able to establish quite consistently.
Blueprint, who is playing Jackie Briggs, almost Blueprint-like. This is the blueprint for pressure from Jackie. And looking for the quick mix-up, Goichi sacrificing damage for a second opportunity to reset the damage. He is playing like an American today, Mustard.
but that's where it can get quite scary, you know. If you want to go for the resets with Dead of Winter and you want to go for like the overhead low game, you have to cut your damage so hard. You know, you really have to just minimize. You look at half damage. That's like 13% or a reset.
Oh, there's a crushing blow loaded right now on back throw. And there it is on command. GO1 1-1, looking like a completely different player.
Don't do thin ice anymore, GO1. Dead of Winter is definitely your best one, dude.
Oh,
that
look
was
at him.
that was
He's
that
getting
was
into
night
it,
and day. That was night and day. And it wasn't just because of the mix-ups, right? GO1 just looks more comfortable on this version.
Yes.
You know, even on defense, you know, he seems to be more aware of his options, right? Ready for them.
And off that back 2-2 into the dash punch, that is not a jailing string into -7, which is safe.
Yeah.
You can crouch if you make the read that they're going to follow up that back 2-2. Just simply crouch that dash punch, get yourself a punish.
But of course, that's where you see Jackie players start to go for like the little gun blast.
Yep.
So if they do read it, you're going to do that. But obviously, you know, you have to go to that level of offense when it's established that you need it. You know,
that's what we talk about layers. And that
Yeah.
there are layers that you have to get to in the middle of matches in order to get certain things out of your opponent. That's fighting games, ladies and gentlemen.
GO1 looking to go for the jump out of the corner, but thrown straight back into it, out of the frying pan, into the fire once more. Oh, the down one challenge.
Oh,
there it is.
And ready for
maximum.
That was so smart on the blueprint. He read that GO1 likes to use those plus frames of pokes, and even that's what most players do. Looking to use plus frames to reverse the position, jump yourself out of the corner. And Blueprint was ready for it second time around. Quick adjustments from Blueprint, who now puts himself on match point, and no full combo punish on the crouch dash. Punch into the corner we go. Gonna come off that amplified ice ball, and this is what Dead of Winter gives you.
Well, I don't think we've actually yet to see Blueprint block an overhead, I believe. So he's very much struggling with it so far. GO1 keeping this all meterless. Ooh, maybe.
And GO1 not going for the optimal stuff in the corner either, but just mixing his opponent to death right now.
Ooh, I'm actually really surprised that up 3 recovered in time. But GO1 just putting on absolute offense. Another throw. This looks to be the matchup so far. When Blueprint has the offense, GO1 is struggling to kind of get it back. But as soon as GO1 is in the driver's seat, it is exactly the same swapped over. This is definitely a matchup, and now we're on match point for both players. That is all about who can get offensive first.
Oh, trying to press some buttons. Here we go. And GO1 not going for the optimal stuff, but going for the quick resets. That's what he is going. He wants to delete health bars. He's a Mortal Kombat player today.
He will become one of us in time, dude. He is playing the right way. Oh, punish. Oh, he missed it. Good throw tech, too. Good smart, knowing that Blueprint was going for that reverse throw to get back into the corner. No commitment from GO1. Another escape failed. Both players, they've really switched on with the throw techs. It's just not the right direction. Dash punch is blocked in time. With punish! Going for the overhead does GO1. Leave him standing. One more mix-up. The overhead comes through again. GO1. He is potentially one mix-up away. Will this do enough? He doesn't have the bar. Ooh, this is so
Chip
dangerous.
avoided one more last breath out of Blueprint, but after this damage, not quite enough for Fatal Blow to kill off any combo. What's it gonna be? GO1 only needs a hit, get him 2 more times. This actually might be enough with the Fatal Blow.
No, that's not enough. Definitely not. He is definitely alive, 100%.
Hers is definitely like one of the least damaging ones in this game.
But it is going to put him away, I think, as well. Like, he's going to be about jump distance.
Oh my goodness, one. How just puts out a state of 3. He just stuck his leg out. He just said, here's an active normal. Thanks for playing.
That's not Kung Fu. Like, what's this? It's not martial arts. It's just like, okay, we have 1% left to go. I'm just going to stick my leg out. And to be fair, it worked.
He put out active frames knowing that a Jackie player wanted to move forward. That was either an input error or the smartest thing I've seen.
That was standing 3, right?
Yes, so he may have been going for an up 3 at that moment. Who knows?
I don't think an up 3. I don't think an up 3. Perhaps he tried a cold shoulder, maybe. But I mean,
you're right.
But I'm not gonna. if there's one player that I'm not gonna assume made an input error, it's GO1, right? I know sometimes you have to be civil and go like, well, maybe it was, but if it's GO1, I'm like, no, did it on purpose.
I'm gonna make the assumption that he just wanted to put a very active normal on the screen,
and it worked. Man, that was sick. I really want to see GO1 get far today. That would be so cool. At least to maybe winners finals of his pool, losers finals.
100%.
I mean, there won't be a losers finals, right? Because you 3 make it out of pools, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there won't be a losers finals. Isn't that effectively the match they play out of pools?
Oh, guys, please follow at NRS Esports on Twitter for all of the action. Look at Biohazard, Silvereye, Magician, Toxin there chilling in the front row. I see the likes of, who's that, King Gambler in the back, a few others. I see Zaf.
A lot of people, Gun. A lot of people. I mean, of course, if you want to...
Deoxys.
If you do want to stay up to date, guys, at NRS Esports is the Twitter to follow. Of course, this is one of many pro competition events that this year has to offer around the world. So if you're a fan of competitive Mortal Kombat and you want to stay up to date, follow that Twitter account and you will be updated with all of the sick happenings, like, for example, Goichi winning his first match on stream.
Incredible. And if you guys want to be in that crowd, come to these events. If you guys are hesitant, trust me, everyone I've talked to today and yesterday that has come to their first event in the tier combo breaker said that they're having the time of their life.
Honestly, this happens every year too. Like the amount of people that come up to me and they're like, "Hey man, just wanted to say hi. This is my first ever tournament."
Yeah.
Because they saw Combo Breaker last year and they wanted to go to it next year, and here they are, you know. So many players find themselves in that situation where you know, they watched it, they liked what they saw, and they made the trip out next year.
So this is coming over from the world of Killer Instinct is my boy Hollywood Sleep.
Sleep, man. Sleep has kind of low-key played a lot in NetherRealm games casually.
He actually has. This is a pretty stacked pool as well. I'm going to go ahead and go through all the H1s that are happening right now. So we talked about 2 easy peeling, Get Wrecked, and Goichi that were swimming in H2. H3, Big D, DJA homies, Dr. Goodbear from down there in San Antonio, Texas, actually, the hometown of
Texas boys
of mine currently. And then this is H4, Alcatraz, Ominous, Sleep, Cloud 805, Princess Slim. This was pretty stacked.
Wait, which one is this here?
H4. Theo was also in this, but Theo not able to make the event, unfortunately. Yes.
So Alcatraz is still on that Johnny Cage life, right?
Alcatraz, Sonya Bleed.
Am I getting him confused with someone else?
You are.
Vendetta. I'm getting confused with Vendetta.
Wow.
My word.
I mean, they're both Florida. That's pretty close.
I'll hold that L. Sorry, guys. That was a slight mishap. But of course, it's going to be Aaron Black versus Liu Kang. I assume they've just gone into it. And another Liu Kang. You said this character looks very popular today.
Yeah, very popular today, and very popular amongst kind of non-MK players. We've got Hollywood Sleep here, rocking Liu Kang. We saw Punk earlier. Punk, who off-stream, I'm gonna bring some juice in today's discussion, Mustard. Punk off-stream calling out Tweety and Sonic Fox, says, I'm gonna body you guys if I run into you.
Really? Okay, awesome.
Right before he lost a burrito on stream, though.
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean he can't still get up for them, right?
And he looked so good. The anti-air so clean. I mean, he threw 5 times in a row. That's a Street Fighter player. I love that from Punk, and it's such a good mix-up in this game. But we got Hollywood Sleep here coming off his fatal blow for the big damage, and it's only worth it if you get the round right now, Mustard. It's only worth it if you get the round.
Wow. Okay, so Twixie sticking out that string. Obviously, you know, this variation of Aaron Black gets those gun strings. Actually does shoot a bullet, so you can kind of use them for like semi-zoning. They are high, so they can't be crouched, but Sleep going to be, flying into it. And actually, that only happens if you're out of bullets, right?
Yeah, he's already out of bullets.
He's already out of ammo?
He shot everything out of the gate. He, dare I say, emptied his...
Yeah, perhaps he shouldn't go there.
I'm not going to go all the way on that one.
Perfect. But that does mean that's actually good data for Sleepy. Obviously, he got hit by a crushing blow, but it does mean that Twixie doesn't have any rifle shots left, and the rifle is like the strongest full screen option that Aaron Black has. You can see Twixie having to go to these strings instead of actual rifle stuff. Yeah,
and he doesn't necessarily have the zone as well. He's always going to have a gunshot with the stance and always with the 4-2-1. 1-2 after. Of course, the infamous coming from MKX, the 3-2. And the shots and the strings are covering so much ground, amplifying the forward 4 coming in from downtown anyways. And wow, Twixie looking strong. Twixie is a name that sounds kind of familiar to me. I think he's coming from another scene as well, like a Soul Calibur kind of. I might be wrong on that. Chat.
I've seen Twixie around, but unfortunately I cannot remember what game I've seen him in. Obviously, he's BXA. I know BXA have quite a few players around the FGC playing all sorts of games. So I don't know for sure.
Did you just apologize to the camera for beating this man?
No, I think he had his own headphones plugged into the controller, which muted it for us. I was wondering why there was no sound, but obviously that's a player thing. If you're a player at a station and you plug in a headphone, it will mute it for us. So quick heads up, if you're a player out there, use the headphones provided. Don't worry about it. They're nice headphones too, you won't regret it.
Wonderful sound on those, and the sweep on the one parry read that Sleep goes for. So unfortunate. Ooh, taking him from coast to coast. Liu Kang does that phenomenal corner carry.
Corner carry for 20 years, dude.
For 20 years. Bicycle kick. Goes. Oh, we're gonna get some DVD. Twixie with the knowledge though. As long as you have a 10 frame or quicker normal, you can blow up the gap in that string.
I actually think that's the scary thing about Liu Kang in that sense though, right? Because the forward 4-3, up 3, the whole string, there's so much, I suppose you could do there as a player. That in a 2 out of 3 setting, you have to dedicate. What is he going to do here?
There are more layers than you think. You know, you can. you can have something that covers both options, or two options, but there's a third option that's going to blow that up, and here we go. Sleep finally get on the board, and no, Twixie's still all over it with that poke.
But that right there, you know, that down one was a punish. I believe you can go for a low fireball there if you read them through the down one, and in the corner, so you can get juggled too. Oh, clean down two.
That's the mix-up that happens, especially in the corner, because mid-screen, you can still eat that low fireball and crouch. And
okay, big damage time. Typically see Liu Kang players save that crushing blow for the corner just to get max damage, but it actually does quite a bit by itself. It's like 30% plus. Not bad damage at all. Oh. We're going to see him go through the rifle, but it's quite as quickly this time. Might even get the opportunity to, as Twixie is looking on match point already, but Sleep, he's fighting back. No offensive bar for Twixie. Uses one bar, he gets chased down.
No.
Counter hit, but he's already used the crushing blows. Has to go for bicycle kick. Burns both bars. Oh, and now he is. Now there's actually super dangerous for Sleep. He just spent both bars the bicycle kick. He definitely would have got one in round one, I think. So he actually might be sitting on that crushing blow already. That is a big amount of damage, which he might use. Oh, that must be the third. So now it's ready.
One blocked and loaded. All he needs to do is open up Twixie one more time.
He's looking for it.
There it is.
Oh, will he use it? He is. Oh,
bam!
40%, 406.
A lot of damage right there. But Aaron Black never out of it. Just a mix-up or two away. And if he would have committed to the string, that would have been it. Hollywood Sleep with the staggers, and there it is. Finally, when it came down to game time, doing that low fireball, blowing up the poke attempt out of Twixie. Immediately disconnected that pad. But no, that was great adjustment right there, and really good adaptation by Sleep to finally pick up on that. He was just simply getting poked at that pressure every single time and losing all of his momentum.
But I feel like that is a skill you need as a Liu Kang player. You know, when there are so many options against your forward 4-3 game, you have to really, there has to be mind games there. You have to read how are they going to get out of it this time. Both bars spent immediately. That looks really, it's a big investment. Obviously, you don't get a lot of damage for the 2 bars, but that crushing blow and the bicycle kick is so make or break at just bringing back comebacks, keeping a life lead going. Oh, there's the parry attempt, but Twixie.
He was looking for the RKO right there. That's the end game for Liu Kang. If you wake up against Liu Kang and he parries, you are simply dead, Mustard.
Indeed. There's a big no-no. If Liu Kang has Fatal Blow especially, do not wake up attack, because parry is locked. Oh, drop kick. Oh, jumps clean over, and that's still a punish. That is why you have to be careful when you go for those strings, because my lord, the rip recovery is considerable. Oh, good stuff from Sleep. And there is the forward 4. Sleep on reverse match point.
What a time to simply just counter poke. I mean, it's so quick. It's a lot quicker than people anticipate, and it has a bigger forward hitbox than people anticipate. It will catch pokes, it will catch counter pokes. Coming from downtown, those Twixie, and he hasn't really gone for the back-to-back forward 4s.
I mean, maybe he just doesn't dare. You know, he is literally backed against the wall, and he's on match point away. Again, honestly, I know Twixie got a lot of mileage out of those gunshot strings earlier on, but I feel like if you're going to commit something like that, the rifle is usually the better option. And there's a big read on the neutral crouch. Down 2, crushing blow. The breakaway is gone from Sleep, so no defensive options for a while. This is the time for Twixie to get aggressive. When there's no defensive bar, this is when you start enforcing. Maybe he just wants to fancy his chances from a distance. That is how Twixie's been playing, more of a zoning-oriented Aaron Black. Drop kick is blocked. Ooh! Sleep went for the grab. Nothing worked. And there's the whip punish.
That was absolutely beautiful out of Sleep here. There's a chip damage, going to eat this fatal blow, and now we're definitely going to a final round. This is death.
Oh no, he's dead, he's dead. Obviously, you see the vast majority of this fatal blow damage is dealt by the gunshots. So it's always a little bit hard to tell exactly how much is left, but no fatal blow for Twixie, but match point for both players. This has been a complete turnaround for Sleep, but Twixie managing to get a round back for the first time in a little while.
Mix up gonna be 2 for 2 on canceling the back to do it. Just wake up buttons. Sometimes you have to disrespect Aaron Black there. I hate to say this. Sometimes you have to take a risk there and either press buttons, wake up 3, something. Otherwise, you're gonna be bleeding to death.
And if you're pulling anything out of your sleeve, match point is the time to do it. Oh, the cancel into a button too. Sleep, slowly but surely, staying in this acid, the damage is adding up. Oh, the overhead connects, has to watch out for that crushing blow. He did block the overhead, that was so dangerous. Sleep, he has the fatal blow locked, and he's got the bicycle kick too. Sleep can annihilate the health Twixie has left if he gets one good hit. Oh, he finishes the string, no!
That's a punish, and very good patience. Wait it out, and trying to wake up with the fatal blow, and that's gonna be fatal for Sleep here. Twixie. That was an absolute fight between both of those guys. Sleep with the adjustment mid-set, finally looked good in the second game, but really fell apart there at the end, overcommitting when it mattered most.
Oh, a big part of that final round was Twixie.
Punish. I would have even known to punish that, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, the thing is, Twixie spent the majority of the game from a distance, right? He was kind of going for more of a long range on Black. You saw him poking out with the gunshot strings all the time, you know, running out of rifle ammo really quickly because he clearly just wants to play from a distance, right?
I was also just told that he's a Pokken player.
Pocket. Okay, cool. Well,
shout-outs.
More scene crossover. Shout-outs to you
guys.
More scenes kind of crossing through for the world of Mortal Kombat 11 here at Combo Breaker. But, of course, he was playing most of that game looking for distance, looking for long-range stuff. And the last round, he was finally able to get those back twos, because obviously it's mid-overhead, overhead. So there's elements of a mix-up. I believe you can react to the slide, so it's not true 50-50, but it's a mix-up. And mix-up in 2 out of 3 last round territory, that was the perfect time for him to start doing it. Exactly. So I agree with that for sure.
And here's the thing, though, is that it's something that you have to have had practiced or you know, have had happened to you before. Otherwise, it's going to be an actual mix-up here in these situations. You know, everyone is so used to blocking that back 2-2-2, and everyone's holding up. And Sleep just not with the recognition that he finally changed things up. And that was on Twixie changing up late. And then Sleep was unable to actually adjust. Let's take a look at some highlights from this match right now.
But it worked, though, right? That's the important thing. Like, we saw Twixie run away with game 1 incredibly fast. And obviously he took
Oh, my goodness. He even sniped him out of a flying kick. That's a rare one.
Obviously, you know, we saw Twixie take that first game quite convincingly. Sleep was then able to kind of, you know, adapt. And that set there was just classic adaptation 101, right? Sleep acknowledging that Twixie was going for a lot of pokes on the interrupt, you know, the forward 4 game. Sleep was playing around it accordingly, you know, playing around his own crushing blows a lot better. And then that third game, Twixie with the reverse adaptation, with getting a little bit more aggressive, right? That's what you see in tournament play. That's why what we're all here to watch, and that's why we love seeing these kind of tournaments, especially early on, right? Players that have that kind of knowledge, that are able to establish it and adapt on the fly in these shorter 2 out of 3 sets that quickly. You know?
Absolutely.
Very impressive.
And these have been great matches so far. These pools are absolutely stacked up. I'm just looking at them over and over again going, these guys are going to run into each other eventually. Just from that pool, Sleep unfortunately falling, but there's still Ominous, Alcatraz, Cloud805 swimming in there somewhere, Princess Slim, who's a very strong player from a multitude of games, Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, a few others there as well. Of course, Cloud805, Marvel, Dragon Ball Fighters, and of course we got Ominous and Alcatraz. Ominous, a late entrant.
Almost couldn't make it, right?
Almost didn't make it. So, and the community really helped him get here. He ran into some unfortunate events the morning of Combo Breaker, which was really scary stuff. Alcatraz coming in, doing well at Earthrealm Dojo. There's some of the crowd getting into it. Follow NRS Esports on Twitter. Follow the action live. You got the entire team. As Arma is just stuffing his face in between his commentary himself.
You got to take your snack time when you can, dude.
Yes, you do.
Man,
these guys having a good time, as are we. Big D also playing in these pools, who we haven't seen yet, who is, I think, coming into this, definitely one of the favorites. You got Too Easy, DJ Homies, who I haven't seen in a while. I'm really curious how Shine is still doing as well. He was looking so strong on his winner's run. Wazinator might see them run into each other. We got Illusions, who we haven't seen compete in a long time.
Yes, and he was always one of those players, like, you never see him like at the absolute top of the results, but you would see him. He would always be a threat in the bracket, right? Like you'll see him in the top 16.
He would always be knocking on the door.
There. Yeah, he was always right there. And I feel like it was the same for MKX especially. Injustice 2, kind of more of the same. I wonder if MK11 will be his game to kind of like, you know, I suppose break out of that. What's the word? I don't want to say stigma, because it's definitely not a bad thing. Like, he still places really well all the time.
It's almost like, I don't even know how to describe it. There's almost like the
personal curse.
Yeah,
of never quite getting to that point.
There's a mental block, perhaps, when he gets to a certain stage in a tournament where, you know, but we've all been there. I think I couldn't get past top 16 for like 3 years straight, and it's just a thing.
I mean, now look at us. Still can't. That's why we commentate now, guys. Don't worry about it.
As a matter of fact, the closest I got to a top 8 was against Illusions. Ever.
That's actually really funny. So now we're going to watch him commentate. We're like, come on, dude. You can beat me.
Salty.
Just keep doing it. Do it again, dude. 4 years worth of grudge.
I pressed the button after down one, and he did down one shot.
I love how you just 4 years and you still remember it.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
That's the guys. I remember what
when you're a competitor and you're in these situations, they're in your mind for the rest of your life. He did down one chakram, and I pressed down one back and lost.
I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that 4 years from now you will get over it and will be able to acknowledge.
I won't, ever.
No. It's going to be a lifelong thing.
Do you have any moments like that where like you remember down to the exact thing that happened?
I remember losing an MK9 tournament because I dropped the tournament-winning combo and got punished for it. So yeah, I have my own. I was about to win the tournament with the tournament-winning combo. I dropped it, and it was the kind of drop that got me punished that then lost me the tournament. I was so upset. But you were saying we haven't seen Big D in this pool just yet.
And Triclops. I did not see that Triclops was in this pool. Triclops, very strong player from the Northeast. Here in the U.S., he was playing quite a few characters in Injustice 2 and had some decent results. I believe it was with Atrocitus. And yeah, really strong. He trains with the likes of Coach Steve and Gurr and all those guys up there in the Northeast.
No slouch.
And Big D coming up in here with a very deadly character that I'm almost upset we haven't seen more of, Cetrion.
So I wasn't really sure who I would have pegged Big D on playing, really. Obviously MKX, he was known as really Ermac, MK9, Nightwolf, Ermac and MKX, these somewhat aggressive characters, right? Nightwolf maybe not so much, but Ermac definitely was quite offensive based.
Yep.
But then obviously in Injustice 2, he managed to get Evo top 8 with Poison Ivy, a very different character, more long range.
I'd actually argue that both Ermac and Ivy, I thought were actually, so seeing him play Ermac and then Ivy, they were both characters that could play both sides of the game well. They could keep you away, and they were very strong up close.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Not necessarily Poison Ivy strong up close, but had a strong mix-up.
She wasn't bad there.
Yeah, she had very strong offense, mix-up heavy game when she got the hit. It wasn't necessarily pressure, but it was offense when she got the hit. And Cetrion's not really a character that excels at offense, but she does keep away like no one else, it seems like, in this game. And it feels like when you close the gap, she's just going to reopen it with a teleport away.
Well, she doesn't have terrible buttons either. Like, she has buttons to get the job done. It's just
1-1 or 1-1-2 is one of the best strings I think in this game.
Yeah, she's the kind of character that she's not going to be mixing you up because that's just not what she's built for. But she can whiff punish. She can. She's got those counter hit, crushing blow confirmed. She's got the long range game. She's good at anticipating when you're going to come in and kind of slapping you on the way and getting some damage for it. Always sending you as far away as possible.
It's a very stagger heavy game, but it's the most unique one because it's you guessing if there's an amplified version of whatever she did coming or not. Is what it feels like in her pressure, and she has got one of the most active special moves in this game. When she puts out that wall, it is just it's a barrier for Cetrion here. You're going to see him do a lot of backdash, a lot of instant Hell's Wraths. But he's getting kind of aggressive here as Triclops. I was wondering who he was going to be rocking here at MK11, and it's going to be Jackie.
But I know for sure Big D went for quite an investment when this match started. He spent both offensive bars within like the first 10 seconds of the game. It has already come back though, however. He's managing it quite well. Nice juggles here. Again, keeping that distance. She's not going to do a absolute huge ton of damage mid-screen, but it will be enough to kind of keep that life lead going.
Yeah, all of her damage really revolves around her crushing blows, which are just the down 2 crushing blow, as a punish 2-1-2. And then, of course, if you ever jump at the rock and they make the read, you just die and you're back to full screen.
30% projectiles, man, because you jumped at a distance. It's actually quite. I find that the air rock, the air boulder crushing blow is quite well balanced because it's only really going to hit you from a range that you didn't have to jump. It's a read that such your own player makes.
Almost every time that it hit. That was crouch. Beautiful crouch. Almost every time that boulder hits, I hear someone in the crowd say, "Why would you jump right there?"
and then the person that says it plays Cetrion gets hit by it, and it's like, man, I can't believe you.
Why did I jump right there?
I can't believe you threw that.
Absolutely. But this is a matchup that we saw at Summit of Time. Sonic Fox said that Jackie does really well in it, and that's actually something that I talked to Dragon about yesterday as well. He believes Jackie does well, but it's all about getting in. And Big D is one of the premier people when it comes to spacing in our scene, and is very good at keeping people away. I've had to deal with it for a long time. I got to play him before this event, just kind of gauge how I was feeling, and I felt pretty bad afterwards.
Well, but he's also not just going to keep you out with projectiles, right? That's the misconception, is that zoning is just projectiles and that's it. Cetrion is a good example where, yes, she has decent projectiles and, long-range specials, but they're not traditional projectiles by any means. And her buttons do just as good of a job of whip punishing. Asking shall receive. Thank you for proving my point as I'm making it, Big D, as he gets that counter hit. Wait, what? I thought he was doing Mercy. I definitely thought he was going to Mercy.
He actually learned that from Sonic Fox, who did that to him at the auction tournament last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was the mix-up.
Yeah, this fatality is gnarly, dude.
Looks for Mercy, and then nothing. That almost reminds me of the Freddy clause from
I was about
MK9.
to say the exact same thing. I almost wonder if that was a fatality on like the chalkboard that they didn't go with. Because it's got the fire, and Freddy all did fire in that game, right? The only thing that's missing is the... And it could have been steam, maybe, you know, from like the furnace.
And the fact that this character is about as close as it gets to Freddy in MK9.
Have we just debunked a mystery behind the scenes? Yo, wow, sorry guys.
This is actually Freddy Krueger from MK9. Full screen frame traps and a teleport.
So are we saying that we assume that was a Freddy fatality at some point? Is that our prediction?
Maybe.
Quick disclaimer: we don't actually know. We're just talking heads.
If we disappear,
we're not involved in the realm in any way.
I'm telling you, no. If we disappear, it's because. All right.
I wanted to interrupt your point for something I think you'll quite enjoy.
No, I hate to say this, as a commentator.
Oh.
That was the smartest decision I've ever seen someone make in MK11, was to not pick Kotal Kahn against Cetrion.
For the matchup, I can kind of agree.
I am all for seeing Kotal Kahn not against Cetrion. That is an uphill battle that I wish upon no one else on this planet. I love me some Kotal Kahn, but whoa.
How far did that connect? That first hit?
Do you remember what I said about her 1-1-2 being one of the craziest strings in this game?
Oh.
Her 1 and 1-1 have Olympian reach.
You hear that in the background though? Wow. Oh, dearie me. Well, though, Big D absolutely just demolishing in the set so far. Triclops, he's not playing badly by any means. I fact, Big D is just absolutely just winning footsies at every turn.
Yeah, her 1-1-2 is so good in the neutral. Very easy to hit her from, one of the easiest hit confirms in the game. 1-1 into the Geyser, 1-1-2 push back, and only -2. And then you're still another 8-frame 1-1 from Cetrion as well.
Long range, and there's the beam. One of her stronger keep away tools. The wall again, the anticipation. Obviously, the wall is mainly used for projectiles, but obviously it can be used as a spacing tool in its own right, especially if you've got the bar to amplify it.
Catches jumps and catches approaches all day long, and then she's plus it can mix you afterwards. She's going to come in with some 4-2-3
She can juggle from it too, right? If she hits it at the right kind of weird angle, I'm sure she can juggle from the normal one.
I'm actually not 100%
I'm sure we saw it at the summit once, and I remember being commented on that it was actually really hard to get. But of course, Big D just stomping his way to match point already, as Triclops is just really struggling to kind of close the distance, but not only close it, but stay there. It seems like whenever he finds himself close range, Big D just manages to send us back here again.
You notice all the pressure that you see out of Cetrion, you know, a lot of Cetrion players talk about how unsafe she is, and she really is. Up close, if she does wall, it's punishable. If she does Hell's Wrath up close, it's punishable. If she does Geyser, punishable. But if they amplify it, it turns into a completely different story of it is punishable with a lot of pushback. You have to lab it on the Hell's Wrath, on the wall itself. There's a gap in the wall, but you have to make a read of if they're going to amplify or not. And it becomes just this massive guessing game in order to pick up off the godlike anti-air stand one of Cetrion.
And the cross-up standing ones are somewhat common, but their effectiveness is definitely a little bit up in the air. But Triclops thoroughly backed against the ropes right now. He has Fatal Blow ready, but that teleport, yikes, no corner pressure for you, my friend.
That has to be the most complained about thing I've seen about Cetrion here. So here's what our comebacker today is that, man, you corner her, you give her any negative frames.
Dude, she's an Elder God, man. She doesn't care about corner pressure. That's for mortals, dude. Elder Gods don't have to care about that. Shinnok just tricky portal out. Elder Gods don't do corner pressure, dude.
That wasn't even chip out. That was Triclops on the button. Oh, we get the mercy. Even Triclops is like, oh, man. There we go in the crouch.
We used it already, though. Big D confirmed. Oh, the boulder.
And he actually got hit. Probably making the read on trying to come in.
You can't do a mercy and then not fatal. Do it. Do it. Oh, no. Yeah, that Triclops had the last victory there. Got mercied, lost anyway, and as Big D decides to do a fatality, that's when he takes his controller out. I respect that. That was his fatality.
So Big D looking strong like we were talking about earlier. I mean, he is just such a solid player, and even though and let's actually blow him up here a little bit. Let's just call it what it is. He came in here just like he came into Evo last year. He said, "I haven't been playing this game."
Oh, come on. Yes, he has.
Yes,
you're not fooling anyone.
And he's looking strong. No, he's not fooling anyone here. I'm over it. He says, he came in here and I quote said, "I'm a Sekiro main."
Oh, I see. But he's not, clearly. I mean, he even got the Fire Garden, which even looks like it's out of that.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Man. But that was so good, though. Big D, of course, you know. Officially, I think we can now officially decree he has lost his ability to claim he isn't playing. He clearly has. He's winning, so, yeah. All right, mate. You've lost the ability to say that, but you have advanced through your pool. So congratulations, my friend. Big D, of course, We love him very much in the NRS community. You know, he's a really, really friendly guy. He's been around for a long time. You know, ever since the MK9 days of the Nightwolf in the US.
Definitely an OG, and he began his career as a low-tier hero, but my oh my, has time changed.
He sold his soul.
He
and
really
now look
did.
at him.
He really did.
And Poison Ivy in Injustice too. So, I mean, she was alright, but she wasn't top.
When she got the hit with the pet out, she was.
Yeah, but that's the pet's fault, not hers. I feel like I'm saying some controversial stuff, and you're like containing, like,
oh yeah,
I can't believe he's saying this. Oh, I can't believe it.
I did the same thing in Big D as he was beating people at Evo. He was like, man, this character's terrible, and I'm like, hey, what when he got the hit and your trait was out, and he was like, well.
I think, okay, so as a player, I think there are two mindsets you can have. You can either believe that your character is super top tier and be like, man, this character is so good, I'm going to play him so much. Or you can be, my character sucks. Because then if you win, people are like, man, I'm so good because my character sucks. And then if you lose, you'll be like, character sucks. Who cares?
Honestly, that's the gift of a low-tier hero, is that you never lose.
So moving into our next match, of course, we have Rambro, who's kind of been hovering around the NRS games for a while. Yeah,
he really has.
Get Wrecked, one of the online players through Injustice 2, really.
I've only seen him offline one time, and it was Hometown Heroes.
Yeah.
Other than that, I honestly can't say. He may have gone to an Evo once. I'm not 100% on that.
We definitely haven't seen him often. He's one of the younger guys, an online player, coming in with Searing Rage.
He's a regular on everything that I know I was a part of as far as online tournaments. He is a regular. Very strong.
I feel like there is a portion of the community that is like that, you know, where they are online players and they thrive by entering every online event that they can. But obviously, you know, through maybe financial reasons, maybe age problems, you know, due to being young, not being able to travel as much as, you know, older people that have, you know, I suppose more finances. So they compete whenever they can because they want to. And then, of course, they're going to come down to the combo breakers, the emos, the big ones. And they're good players as Get Wrecked manages to secure a counter-hit crushing blow into a chunky 301 damage.
Also be on the lookout later in the pro competition. Those online events, east, west, and I believe across the water as well. South, yeah, everywhere. Online events are going to be going down.
Ooh, okay.
That's the MK11 pro competition. This is going to be a comeback of a lifetime, and wait, not enough. Definitely not enough.
So this is actually quite dangerous. I definitely don't think Get Wrecked is dead. I know the last hit does a huge chunk, but I don't think it's going to quite do that much. No, not quite.
This is the. I was about to say this is going to be scary. And Searing Rage, one of the best. Even though we didn't see the last breath go away, he was dead no matter what on blocking.
Yeah, this is one of the better variations in the game for just blowing through last breath. As soon as you start blocking that right there, the swinging chain, that is a lot of hits, a lot of chip damage, and if you have like Magic Pixel, oh, and there's the punish. Good awareness from Rambro. Another Jade. Jade has been incredibly popular this weekend.
That's not one coming in that I would have expected to see more than even once or twice on screen, but with, you know, how many entrants are here, I'm glad we're seeing a lot of character variety.
Oh, and there's another glow kick. Those glow kicks doing quite a little damage on hit. They are high, so they're very dangerous. And when you haven't got the crushing blow, their threat becomes less so. But of course, Rambo is still going for it, and the thing is also unsafe on block. Glow kick definitely kind of outlives its welcome, I feel, when the crushing blow is gone.
Yeah, you know, and all it becomes at that point is a mix-up of amplified or not. Because a lot of people do try to go for that punish on it and then boop, just get hit by the amplified version of it. It could be a side switch opportunity for a Jade player as well.
Speaking of punish, though, we saw Rambo just that only punisher teleport with a standing 1. So make sure you are taking as much health away from Scorpion as possible, especially in this variation that can't cancel the teleport. When you see teleport, you should be hurting him. And there it is. Oh, 1%!
Oh,
literally one tick. Oh, that would have been so good!
Oh! Amplified misses, and now we're both in ship-out territory. They both had one. Oh my god! They both had 1 HP. They both had 1 last breath available.
I do not want to be in Rambro's shoes right now, because that was 2 rounds back-to-back that he had. Although obviously the first one was the back of a comeback, he was like a hair's length away from connecting a glow kick that maybe would have done it. Of course, Get Wrecked was just out of range. But that final round, he had it, man. At the edge of his fingertips, it was there, but not meant to be. He's going to go straight to the other Edenian of the game.
Going to Katana, looking to have perhaps just a bit more access to damage. But I thought that Jade was looking really strong. It looked like Get Wrecked was kind of the one that was very unfamiliar.
The big thing is Scorpion is the anti-projectile character.
Yes.
And that's what you pick Jade to do. You know, Katana has fans, sure, but it's not what makes her good in this game. So maybe it works off a bit better that way.
Let's see how familiar Get Wrecked is with this character as well. Starting off with an anti-air spear, though. Scorpion, who especially in Reborn, almost becomes a zoner and a half with the teleports away. The fact that Spear is so safe, full screen.
There's also a highborn katana as well. It actually hasn't gone for ban
wait a
there.
minute.
So we're going to see some Melina stuff coming through.
Look for the teleports. Look for the cancels of the hold as well, because that costs an offensive.
But again,
bar.
I wonder how much that works against Scorpion, because I'm going to hold my hands up. I have not really seen this variation played much at all. I'm not very familiar with this version of katana. Obviously, we usually see fanfare as a primary.
We saw it during the MK11 E-League showdown this week.
I wasn't watching it live because of the time zone by then.
Highborn upset Scar during that event with Saltface, and it wasn't damage. It was just raw hits and just different neutral of you know, the teleport shutting down so much of zoning, really, and then just generating hit stun off of teleport and a fan, and then generating pressure that way.
So of course this is that was a closer round for Rambro, but a big thing Rambro is getting let down by now is his execution is having some issues. I think he's getting a lot of opportunities to take some damage, but he's not quite following through with it. And against someone like Scorpion, you need to do as much as you can, and there's going to be one of those.
And
obviously he's not going to launch yet.
You know, that would have been 28 if he was playing the other variation of Katana rather than just 180. That's not a big. It's not a big damage here, especially against Scorpion, who's going to hit you a lot harder than you're going to hit him if you're in high Katana.
Unfortunately, again, you know, going back to the variation discussion, this is going to be a point the entire year. We've seen highborn katana. We have seen one highborn move, and it was at the end of a combo, where it's the unideal version in that situation, right? Oh, counter connecting.
She does have one of the most unique up threes in this game, where it actually moves her back and away from the opponent.
That's the string again, the blocks.
Ooh, there's a cancel.
Okay.
Yep. This is some highborn action in. Haven't seen any teleports. Could have got a punish right there, and just jumping back into teleporters, get right into the throw. And this is going to be a scary situation because of Searing Rage. All I just walk up and do the spear, and GG's. Get wrecked, taking it 2-0 over Rambro. That is the blueprint of closing out a match with Searing Rage Scorpion.
Especially when, I mean, even if you have both stocks of Last Breath, I mean, how much is it? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normally. So normally it's like 5 hits on block. I mean, you need to have like at least 3% health, 4% health for that to not chip you out, you know? And against a character like that isn't going to do a huge amount of damage, I mean, that's not impossible. Rambro, of course, trying to change, almost managing to make it work.
Got a couple things working on the highborn there, but not enough at the end of the day to stop Get Wrecked. You know, he had a couple tricks up the sleeve with the cancel. Not enough damage on the punishes, unfortunately, there in that variation. And
especially against someone like Searing Rage Scorpion, that just damage is what he does, and he does it very well.
Yes, it is. And Get Wrecked, one of the younger and youngest people here in this competition. I believe when he was at that event for Hometown Heroes for Season 1 of IPS, he was only like 16. He's a very young guy. He's definitely one of those guys that I expect to come in through MK11 and just continue to get better and better, and be a part of the next wave of NRS greats. But
speaking of that, you know, an issue we've had historically as a community, which I want to take a quick minute to personally, you know, thank whoever behind the scenes made the change to allow this to happen. Thank you. The parental consent forms, you know. And historically, you have been restricted from being able to enter official events, you know, because of the age restriction of the game. You know, it is a mature game, so of course there comes a certain age restriction with that. For the pro competition for Mortal Kombat 11, if you are under the age of 18, you now must be accompanied by, you know, a parent or guardian, and have signed a official parental consent form that you must bring with you. So now you are able to, so long as obviously you do what the parental consent form requires. This now enables these young up-and-comers. There are so many of them.
There are so many.
And
they're so
of them.
Good.
Around the world too, you know, in Europe, all over the place, you know, America, and I have no doubt everywhere else too.
Oh my goodness.
So these players being allowed to now compete with the rest of us is, you know, from someone that's been in the community for a very long time, I'm so happy to see it finally be allowed. So thank you very much, guys, for letting that happen behind the scenes. We as a community, truly do appreciate it, so thank you. Speaking
of someone who's been behind the scenes for a very long time, OG Sonya right here, Mustard. Comp Bros, who I don't think has not played Sonya Blade ever. You could say he's an enthusiast, I think, of the character, but he's consistently good too. You know, Comp Bro, he's also had a really good Canary in Injustice too, because I think he just likes the archetype. Who is very Sonya-ish,
for sure.
But getting, of course, last year at this event, I believe he got top 8 in Mortal Kombat 9. was always a threat in MKX with that Sonya as well.
I'm still buzzing that there was an MK9 tournament last year.
It was incredible, guys. It was one of the coolest things to watch ever. Thanks, shouts to Rick, everyone here at Combo Breaker.
It's the land of Mortal Kombat, man. Combo Breaker is the Mortal Kombat tournament.
But this is going to be an interesting match again. This is no G-Rated Comp Rose, who has been around a long time, has results under his belt. If going up against new up-and-comer Waz.
I'm actually quite interested to see how the dynamic of the two face off. Really, you say Waz is an up-and-comer. I feel like not really anymore. Yeah. But we're seeing him for about three, maybe 4 years. I think
that we've been around too long, and that 4 years doesn't seem that long.
But we know he's been to the last at least 2 Combo Breakers, and he was traveling, I think, the year before that too. Obviously, it's difficult from the Australia, right? From Australia, it's a long distance, it's an expensive trip. But obviously, been playing Jade. And wait a minute.
Everything I just said. Wait a minute.
Yo, we just like. I mean, I saw combos in bracket. I'm just like, okay, Sonya then. Are we not? He's actually Cetrion. That's not Sonya.
I did way too much assuming. I need to have a conversation with Zan.
Man, what if he's just got like the best Cetrion, and a cool like pink Jade?
This is a matchup too, where everything. Aside from that, it's going to get eaten by the glow. I actually had a talk with Big D in that. It's an interesting matchup because Jade actually messes up all of her zoning because of glow. And it's one of the few heavy zoners that doesn't have the option against it. You think about Scarlet, Tongue is going to disrupt that. And there are a lot of characters that have something that will actually disrupt that, but Cetrion does not.
But the characters that do ends up being quite a matchup change, right? You know, Frost's chest cannon goes through, you know, the Scarlet Tongue. I'm sure there are plenty of others too, but I don't think I've ever seen this matchup, like a single time in this game. So I'm actually really interested to see it. So I'm actually watching this for the first time. I imagine it's going to be very slow.
I would think so. Ooh, perfectly spaced far wall. With that wall, Cetrion actually has to control how far that goes. She's either going to do it close or do it far. And doing the far one in neutral is so strong. Again, we'll talk about how active those frames are. And stopping approaches, anti-airing, pretty much doing everything. No glow out of Waz here, which is surprising. As long as you got the time, put up that glow. You can put the glow right there. Now we're talking.
I think, obviously, like, if he goes for the glow as he goes for the tendrils, he's going to get slapped. And obviously, he can burn the bar to get minimal damage extension, but you can do it, even from the long range. So I think if he just waits to block the tendril, it's a guaranteed glow activation. Because you can't go tendril to beat it, I don't think.
No, it's very negative on block, is that tendril. And I think this is how this matchup is going to go almost the entirety of the way. There's a lot of timeouts. Not going to be enough. Wow, that was just a nice...
I feel like if he'd have gone for a throw instead of that final string, he actually may have just chunked it out. Unless, obviously, the throw tech came through, but maybe.
Yeah, this is about how the matchup, I think, is going to go on paper. Oh, no. So that I've seen that happen multiple times, where if Cetrion gets hit before the boulder hits the opponent, it won't crushing blow.
It's the same thing for Sonya's amped ring blast. If you fire the second shot and it's the only one that connects as you get hit, it won't crushing blow. I assume it's consistent among all the projectile crushing blows.
Very interesting properties of these crushing blows.
What happens for Kotal's disc as well?
It does.
Yeah, it must be consistent then.
So Kotal has to punish the opponent before getting hit by anything as well. That's exactly how that one works. So we may have just debunked another myth here on MK11 Mythbusters.
You're welcome, guys.
Mr.
Aquaman and PMD Mustard together. The genius duo. Figuring stuff out so you don't have to.
We actually do kind of look like the guys from Mythbusters, sort of.
Well, because you just both look a bit weird.
Only we have hair.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. they're far more successful than I. Oh, okay. Also, I just realized I low-key just accidentally called you, said that you look a bit weird, even though you kind of don't.
That's okay.
That's more of a self-roast that accidentally kind of leached into you as well. That roast had, like, area of effect damage on it. But this has been a complete turnaround by Waz. It's as slow as we thought it would be, but, I mean, Waz has a decent lead. But will it change now? As Waz, I mean, 10 seconds left. He's approaching the point that he can just kind of sit and wait it out again. And Compros has to get in. He has to. This ain't gonna work.
Yeah, he actually has to go in. It's not going to be enough chip damage. Go for the throw.
Again,
and it was again too late.
No, exact same mistake 2 rounds in a row. He decided to stay too far away for too long. And as if it wasn't a slow enough match, Waz is going for the fatality. Anyway, I like that though. I actually think fatalities are tactical in this game.
I want to know what V-Man walked up to the stage and said. I want to know if he whispered sweet nothings in the Compro's ear that was play Sonya. But they are going to be lowering the health bars for us. Sorry about that, guys, but it is 1-0 Waz right now. Compros is going to be either thinking about that matchup heavy or looking to make a switch because that game plan wasn't working. It simply wasn't working for him. Waz just.
I mean,
we don't need to be patient. You saw Mafia. You were a part of it.
I mean, Waz's mind games are like next level. But I mean, about obviously, I know you dabble a little bit of Cetrion as well. Like, have you played the Jade matchup? How does it feel? Like, what does it feel like you should be doing to make the matchup work?
It feels like you need to go to character selection. I'm just kidding. It's one that I've only played.
You said that about Kotal Khan as well.
Yeah.
Are you saying picks on you?
No, you just have to get aggressive in this matchup, and you know, an offensive Cetrion. That's how I play her. You know, I'm not a sit back and zone kind of guy. I actually like the aggression in Cetrion. You know, a lot of mix-ups off the 4-2-3. Just get in their face 1-1, 4-2-3 mix-ups.
She can be offensive. She just doesn't have the mix-ups, but she can whiff punish. She can bait you into weird situations. Like she has
phenomenal anti-air. She has phenomenal conversions. She could definitely play this offensively, and Jade's a character that is in that same boat of not going to do a lot of damage back. And I think Cetrion might have an advantage in her face just because of Cetrion's buttons.
But then if you whiff, obviously Jade's going to stick out the wiggle stick. She's got the down 4. Like she has the just like that. There. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot of damage because it isn't. But if you get that every time you try and get offensive, you're losing 137. It's going to add up.
That being said, you got to give Waz a lot of credit. Every time he's blocked something, he's just run away, which is very smart because you're not going to open up by some kind of stagger of Cetrion if you're doing that. Really smart stuff. You know, 1-1-2, if you press a button, you could easily walk in another 1-1 of Cetrion, things like that. He's using that negativity, even if it's very short, to get out of there and, again, just control this match.
Well, this round has been incredibly one-sided in comparison. Normally it takes Waz a little bit of time to kind of build that lead, but this time it's been pretty much from the start to now. I feel like all the rounds are going down to nearly a timeout, but it doesn't feel like it to the players, I don't think, because obviously it's just constantly Compro's trying to bring it back up, but it just isn't working. And there comes this point that Waz, he just wants to become a brick wall. Look at all that health he's got. He has no reason to extend at any more.
This might be the most...
That's it. No, it's done. I'm saying done.
Yeah.
10 seconds is not enough time.
This is the most defensive play I have ever seen in MK11 to where he is actually perfectly content with doing nothing and blocking.
Unfortunately, Compros threw him out of the corner as well. So even though he tried to bring it back, he threw him out of the corner. So Waz has all the screen again. Yeah, I think that was an unfortunate, quite a crucial mistake from Compros. Doesn't seem like it at first, but look at the distance Waz now has.
Yeah, he has just played this, I would say, almost perfectly. If you guys are taking notes, as Jade players at home against Cetrion, actually get kind of aggressive here. I mean, why would you not feel this comfortable at this point in the match where you've been in control of the entire thing, and if you change something up against your opponent that they're really not expecting, they're expecting to have to get aggressive here. And now Waz, now that he's lost the health bar, may go back to the more generic kind of run away.
Yeah, well, Compros actually has a slight life lead for the first time, and it feels like forever. Question is, what can you do? Because it looks like the matchup is quite similar, but now we're seeing Compros attempt some projectiles, but again, he just can't let the glow happen, and I mean, the only thing he can really do is just tendrils on a re, right? But if he tendrils and he blocks it, he's going to glow. Like, that's a rough decision.
I've also been amazed at the reactions of Waz. You know, he's been so defensive, and it's not just been holding the block button. He's been reacting to moving forward with down 4. He's been reacting with phenomenal anti-airs.
Like we said, man, zoning is more than just throwing projectiles. Zoning
really
is anticipating their approach, making sure you're being as ready for, like, you know, as many forward advances as you can be. You're not looking for just one option and dedicating to it. You know, you've got to be ready for multiple ways. You know, zoning frustrates your opponent to make those mistakes. You have to be ready for multiple mistakes.
And it's punishing them is really, really key as a zoner. And we've seen phenomenal whip punishes as well with the shadow kick. And Compros with his first health lead. About a throw and a half away now. It's the Compros that's going to try to lay him out. He gets offensive with the Hell's Wrath, and now we get a bar.
That's like the 4th timeout.
Have they all been timeouts?
I think most of them.
I think 4 or 5.
It's the 4th so far. I think one of them wasn't. Hang on.
4 of 5, or were they all timeouts?
There have been 4 timeouts out of. Oh, this is the 4th. This is the 5th round. So there's been at least 3. There's been at least 3 timeouts. I know for sure. I don't remember if it's been every single round. I know at least 3 of them have.
I think every single one's been a timeout. I'm about 5% sure. That way, just in case I'm wrong.
5%?
Hey, I always say...
Damn, you're not raising the stakes very high there,
Not very high at all. If I'm wrong, it's not that much of a blow-up if you're only 5% sure, ladies and gentlemen.
That's only 5% of a blow-up.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. You got slapped there. We're seeing Waz opt to go to the air a lot, obviously, because that's where he gets the air glaive. The air glaive, one of the stronger projectiles, I think, Jade has access to. I mean, he's got the glow. He doesn't have to worry about anything. You know, the tendrils aren't going to connect.
No, they're not. And we also saw Wes finally try to change things up in that last round. I talked about getting aggressive early in that round, and it didn't pay off, and I think he's going to go back to that. It was on heavy, not getting anything off that Central's comp rows, unfortunate.
Taking into a reset for a throw, though, so 14%, 140 going to be adding up again.
And with a healthy, there's actually been Compros who's been kind of controlling the pace since that second round of this match.
Well, this is the difference. I feel like this is what the matchup looks like. Whoever has the life lead is going to be the one running away the most. You just need to keep as much of a distance as you can, right? But Jade has those long buds. Oh, the anti-air underneath Waz, forced a breakaway. Oh, the anti-cross-up.
Beautiful conversion off of 2 with it down 1. That's what we're talking about here. And Waz is trying to turn up the aggression.
Okay.
Has the health lead. Is he going to glow up?
Oh, he's sitting back on it. No way. Not again. Not again. Compros, no, he did the subway place. Not enough time again!
Oh, no!
Oh,
it was right before the damage of the throw took place, and that was 3 rounds. 3 that we saw down to a throw of Compros that was not on time.
Man, Compros, that's really unfortunate because Compros just straight up made the same mistake in 3 separate rounds. I mean, admittedly, it's very easy for us to sit on the sidelines.
100%.
And I'm sure those of you at home are thinking the same thing, like, man, what an obvious mistake. I wouldn't have done that. But when you're playing 2 out of 3, and there is literally like percentages in it, either side, and going for the throw a bit earlier, I mean, there's the chance of, if he went for a throw earlier, would Waz have pressed the button?
Yeah, Waz is looking for it.
If you get near him, chance you're looking for something, because it's 14%, it's, you know, it's something that has, you know, can't be blocked. If you look, you just sit there and block a throw, we'll open you up. But unfortunately, that was 3 individual times that Compros just decided to go for it, but he decided too late. And you can tell that Waz knew that he didn't have time as well. Waz was like, cool as a cucumber. At no point was he like, oh, hang on, is this going to work? Is this going to hit me? He knew.
100%. That may have been the first time where we saw 2 out of 3 not go by in the blink of an eye here at Combo Breaker. I think that was a nice, slow-paced all timeouts. And
it was Jade versus Cetrion.
Jade
so
versus
it's
Cetrion.
Not a surprise.
Wasn't a Sub-Zero mirror, which is about the only time that we ever saw timeouts in MKX, or sorry, MK in general. I think even going back to 9, I think the only timeouts that we ever saw were Sub-Zero mirrors.
Well, of course, just another reminder to those of you watching at home, if you do follow the @NRS Esports Twitter account, this is a new account for the purpose of all things competitive Mortal Kombat this year. You know, be it the pro competition, they've been posting around, you know, various community stuff around the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, they've been talking about
even
the
some of the non-pro competition stuff.
Yeah,
They've been shouting it out. So shouts to all the guys behind the NRS Esports crew, the pro competition, you know, Warner Brothers, NRS, everyone. They've been incredibly supportive since the launch of MK11, even within the community, the streamers, everything. It's been incredible.
It is the Twitter account to follow if you have an interest in competitive Mortal Kombat 11 for the year. Obviously, we are right out of the gate. This is the first, and I'm going to keep saying it because it makes me feel good knowing we have a year of competition ready to go. The first event of the year, and it's already been this stacked. You know, if the rest of the tournaments are like this one, we are in for a good year.
This is just going to be a phenomenal tour. I'm so excited. You know, just being here, I've been in awe. I think since I've walked through the door, and I'm going to be this way until I probably walk out the door.
I'm going to be so
Sunday.
sad. I'm going to be so upset on the flight home. It's going to be like, man, it's over, and there's like a whole year until the next one.
It's been surreal seeing so many people here for the same purpose that I'm here, and that we're here. You know, for these games, we've been grinding for a long time. So many new and up-and-comers joining the scene. The numbers getting high. This is what we've wanted for a long time, and we gotta shout out, you know, the makers of the game and the people behind putting it out there that we're making it.
Yeah,
exactly what I'm getting to.
This is what we've wanted to see for a long time, you know, and I really feel like the community is just going from strength to strength. You know, the growth has been great. Mortal Kombat 11 always brings that huge like injection of new players, new people to the community. Obviously, new people watching on Twitch. Shout out to all of you guys watching from home. On the stream. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. And a shout out to those of you that are watching Mortal Kombat for the first time. As I know there's probably a good handful of you out there that, of course, you know.
Hope you guys are enjoying the show, the action here. Hope you're learning a thing or two if you're looking at getting into the swing of things. And this is going to be an absolute slobber knocker right here. This is actually a foreshadow to Florida versus Texas.
Oh, that's a good point. Which is, of course, happening later tonight. That is going to be, I think, the first real exhibition of the game from a community standpoint, I believe.
Yeah, this is actually one of the first exhibitions in a very long time that is purely community, hype, salt, fueled.
Who's commentating the exhibition?
It's going to be...
It's one from each scene, right?
Yes. No, it's actually multiple from each scene.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got Ominous, myself, ATP is a Texas boy. You've got, of course,
I'm really excited to listen to that, dude.
You've got, of course, Big D, KP, and I think one more for Florida as well.
That's hype, dude. That's going to be so exciting. But, of course, that is later on in the exhibition. For now, we are obviously still in the pool play for Mortal Kombat 11, as we expect we'll see Geras versus Sonya. This is a match that we've seen this quite a lot throughout the world. These are two very strong characters.
And these are two players that have 2 early placings in the game. Ominous with a top 8 at Texas Showdown, Alcatraz with a top 8 and a win at, I forgot the name of the regional, it was like Garm or something, but got top 8 at the Earthrealm Dojo with 100+ entrance as well.
Dude, 100+ for like regional events.
Yeah.
This is such a good game,
This is
dude.
MK11, baby.
This is Mortal Kombat, dudes.
Mortal Kombat!
Yo, Geras, oh no. Okay, everyone does that. I never partake, and I always feel bad for it.
It's every time I have to.
We're even on Goro's lair. You got Goro from the background. Oh, and there it is. This is going to be an absolute just brawl fest. Whenever you watch Geras and Sonya, it's just whoever hits anyone is going to take away like 40%. And all we can just do is watch it happen. But of course, Ominous going with Infinite Warden. This is that Geras that obviously has the big damage, the big confirms on the launcher. But of course, and also that Sand Trap. That honestly, the Sand Trap is still a good option even against Ringmaster. Yeah, Ringmaster known for strong keep away, but Sand Trap, it doesn't care how good your keep away is. Sand Trap wants to put a stop to it. Alcatraz has been doing good work with Sonya so far. That's the second throw we've seen crouched from either player, and yet to see a punish.
We'll have to see if that's an adjustment that we see along the ride that is this matchup right now, and trying to mix things up as Ominous off the down 4. He's going to cancel the down 4, use the pressure, try to use it to jump right there. Alcatraz already had an active normal. Once again, the jump kicks out of Mama Blade, putting Alcatraz up early.
Quite a steady round 1, honestly.
I saw Big D behind the stage. I think that there might be some action going on behind the stage right now. Between the two scenes, there has been all weekend. I don't know if you guys even knew yesterday when Cat was playing Gross. Yeah, they were getting pretty beefy back there.
It's almost like that's exactly why there's a big exhibition tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so much history behind the rivalry between the scenes.
And it's something that hasn't really been seen in our scene for a very long time that I'm glad to see come back along with a game that's done this well on launch. And there's the Sand Trap, there's the Judo Chop! Oh my goodness, 318 damage for you.
Yeah, that's the second crushing blow of the round. Oh, and Ominous was fishing for the third. He wanted to get it.
Oh my goodness, got the 1-1 out. There's the breakaway, and the immediate, that throw is so hard to get out of if you think about it. You just broke away, and you kind of take a breath, and you're already getting thrown.
Well, that's just one of the strengths of Geras. You know, we see a lot of Geras players try and enforce it. If your opponent has no defensive bar, it truly is a read of grab or mid on wake up. And if you do go for the mid, even if they've got defensive bar and they want to read the roll, it moves you so far forward. It's hard to roll. Geras has incredible pressure on his opponent's wake up.
And every single touch from this man puts you in an Oki situation. You're going to be in throw range, you're going to be in forward 2 range off of every single touch, which a lot of characters do not possess.
Absolutely, but Ominous is going to steal the life lead back slightly. Oh, but lose it almost just as fast. This is our super even game 1. Oh, there's the body splash.
Oh, put himself in the corner, that's okay. And the big commitment, that's such a read as a Geras player to see if they're going to press a button. No breakaway for Ominous, and that's going to be game number 1. Going to the OD boy, Alcatraz.
Oh, and the fatality too. Dude, this is like, look how serious the faces are, dude.
There are the Florida boys in the background popping off. Like I said, this is a rivalry that's being settled before even being settled. This is a taste of things to come.
I love that though, because it's just like this is the pro competition, right? This is the world tour. The pool play for these guys, and I feel like that there's priority over the regional rivalry. Over no, I'm just going to keep my cool. I'm just going to keep a level head and play the tournament. That's still taking priority. You know, I love that kind of like rawness.
Yeah, these guys looking calm and collected while in the background, everyone's just kind of going crazy. No, and Ominous, you saw him just kind of stay composed, focus on the match.
So when did Ominous make the switch to Geras? I know he was a big Jax fan early on.
He's a big Jax fan, I think, in general, and I think that he might now felt that he would be up to par with the upper echelon of the tier list, and you know, playing to win.
Oh, for sure.
At the end of the day, and at least Gears is looking really strong. Alcatraz has just had some really smart decision making and some clutch blocks when Ominous has taken the risk.
You have to bring whatever you feel like is your best chance for success. You know, if you're in the pro competition, you're playing for points. If you get later,
there's a lot of money on the line. That's a very early fatal blow, but I will never in my life count out Sonya Blade out right now in MK11.
I mean, the fatal blow is giving her the lead a little bit.
Because she's one hit away from winning.
I think so is Geras. Ooh.
Oh my
the
goodness.
wake up. Now, that's actually really good for Ominous to. Obviously, he's going to lose his fatal blow also, but in a round where both players lost their fatal blow, if you win that round, you're automatically coming off better in that trade.
100%. You're definitely going to have a little bit of, I think, confidence coming in this round.
Absolutely.
A little bit of momentum being ridden. Knows that he doesn't have the fatal blow, so that closeout's not as deadly, but still deadly for Sonya Blade.
Oh, there it is. Leg takedown. Old whiff jumping. Oh, okay.
I think it's the first time that he actually went with the low off the option.
We've seen that. Actually, I bet we've seen that.
Wow.
Ooh.
That was kind of a max distance OS over wake up into the judo chop.
That was super clean, dude. Ominous.
That was a nice little OS, it seems.
Pulling out all the stops, man. Ooh.
Breaking the back in this second game. Looking so strong. Even stopping the approach of down one. That's just some old school spacing tactics right there. You're sticking at down one. Stop the approach, multiple down ones right there. 6 frames, -4 on block. If you don't have a 10-frame mid, it's kind of hard to stop.
But even then, the 6 frame. What I think's crazy about Geras' down one is not only the fact that the 6 frames, but actually goes deceivingly far. Considering, obviously, he's a big guy, as Geras.
So, man, he actually didn't know. He actually didn't know that they went back into the match. Ominous was like, "You know we're playing, right?"
Yeah, Ominous. Like so when we saw. I've lost my train of thought completely. But when Ominous won that game, obviously he was just like super calm, right? Super cool, not being swayed by what's around. When we saw Alcatraz win the first game, he was kind of turning around, looking at the crowd, talking.
He looks pretty tense right now. Ominous is just cool, collected.
Yeah, man. You can see a complete disparity between the two. Still though, game 3, this is it. 2 out of 3 territory, boys.
First hit going to Alcatraz. Only giving you props here in MK11. That's all you get for first hit. No extra bar, no nothing. I was actually talking about the mentality of the meter system in this game, and that I sometimes freak out when I'm getting projectiles thrown at me, and I think that my opponent's building bar, and so I get more aggressive because I'm like, I need them to stop building meter, and they simply don't in this game.
I mean, that's definitely one of that was a huge. It's so risky to do that against Geras because of how strong his mids are. So a big read to pay off. No cancel though, coming out from Alcatraz.
Didn't have the bar.
But the meter system really is one of the, I think, the underappreciated big changes in the game, right? Like, that's huge, especially for long-range characters. Wake up down 1, coming up from Ominous. He has very little health left, but definitely the damage to make it work. Any fatal blow hit confirmed right here is going to do it. Oh, he has a bar.
Still has one more last breath. Oh, my goodness. That was an absolute wild swing from Alcatraz right there with that wake up down 2.
Sent him
with
literally
an active,
full screen, dude.
Active body splash. That. Oh.
Uh-oh, counter hit coming through again. This is an absolute brawl, dude. They're just not messing around, but there's a big jump in again. Alcatraz has already committed to the overhead.
Oh, if you'd have committed to the damage there, would have had some massive damage. Low profiling with the down force. Ominous, he's in a tricky situation with this back to the corner. Beautiful anti-air.
Ooh, that was a crucial breakaway. He had to, otherwise he would lose so much life. But being able to use the breakaway and then immediately start your offense, gets the overhead. Meterless combo, but Ominous has to break anyway.
Yeah, he has no defensive bar. Ominous, is he going to get crazy here on the wake up? I mean, wake up jump has definitely been a thing for Alcatraz, working out in both situations of throw and forward 2. It's no conversion from oh my goodness, this is getting down to the wire. Fatal blow active for Alcatraz, and it isn't kill territory. Beautiful pickup, no air escape for Alcatraz, and Ominous with the scoop into the throw, into match trap, and we're gonna go to match point. Final round, Mustard.
Match point, both players. This is exactly what you want to see, even this early on in the tournament. But Ominous, they've both got fatal blow. Alcatraz, I actually thought he was going to go for an anti-air fatal blow there against Ominous, but didn't quite go for it. Oh,
look,
tried it. Oh, the max range gets scouted out. Alcatraz, the whiff punish. Oh, the air-to-air. Alcatraz comes off better again. Restand. Oh, the box. He commits. That's a huge mistake. Does he break away? No, he doesn't. He does not.
No breakaway. This is going to eat. It's almost going to tie us up here with the damage that this character puts out. Uses the defensive bar for the wake up instead. Working out for Alcatraz. Nice little profile, or actually trip guard, and a clutch block. And this is going to be detrimental for Ominous, who comes off his defensive bar early. Will have his fatal blow.
Oh my god, the throw as well. That was such a risky choice as well to block the sand trap because the overhead crushing blow is still there, but Alcatraz is making the read. He gets another down force sand trap. Alcatraz is getting caught by this all the time.
Fatal blow! Double fatal blow territory! And Alcatraz is going to go up there! And it just links up with it! Ominous with the pop-up! Fatal blow! Gonna take it 2-1 over Alcatraz.
I can't believe Alcatraz didn't go for the he got the air-to-air jump kick, but he didn't fatal blow. Should have just fatal blowed immediately, but isn't hindsight a wonderful thing as Ominous is gonna clutch out. Oh, he looked at the camera and said, free, dude.
Sit that ass down.
Oh. Consider this a taste.
This is a taste of Texas versus Florida.
Oh, this is like the sample platter.
That's all
the
Texas right there in that corner, by the way.
Oh my goodness, dude, that was so close, but again, like you know Alcatraz isn't gonna be happy with that because he actually had it. If you're looking at it, he had it. He got the air-to-air jump kick, and Sonya's fatal blow is like one of the best fatal blows out there for just like getting a jump normal and just bam doing it.
Bam.
But he missed it.
These pressure situations, guys, anything is possible. You know, down to the wire, final round, and sometimes your brain kind of sends something. Your brain thinks something, and it tries to send it to your hand, but it gets there kind of late. And then just one little mistake like that, a little microsecond decision can cost you everything.
And that's unfortunately exactly what we just saw. But as is the life.
And sometimes it's hard to react to those like late air-to-airs. And you're like, oh, crap. And then by the time you've landed, you've already missed your opportunity.
Honestly, like, air-to-airs feel quite different to me in this game. I don't know what it is about them, but I'm not sure if it's just the characters I play or if the jump normals are just a little bit odd as we look through these replays.
Oh,
that
man.
about to come up.
There's
going to be some juice.
This whole match is a highlight.
Is the replay just going to be a repeat of the VOD we just saw? They're just going to like repeat the set again. But so many. Actually, I feel like that was one of the biggest things in the matchup there was Ominous repeated use of like immediate counter poke with the sand trap on block.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
Leading to not only just the crushing blow versions, but corner repositioning. Obviously, he gets a lot of advantage off of it. And this is that last exchange right here. Ominous, he was back to the wall, and we're going to see it very soon.
There
so he
it
gets
was.
it. Yep, there's the counter poke. It was around here. Yeah, that right there. That should have been a fatal blow. That should have been a fatal blow instantly, but wasn't meant to be.
I think he may have had an MKX flashback. You saw him go for the throw pickup off of that air-to-air. Again, MKX flashback, right there in that situation, you do the throw, you 50-50 to kill him because it's unbreakable. I've had that happen. I've seen it happen to a lot of people here, is that they have an MKX flashback and try to throw it in the middle of a combo at the end of matches. It's hard to break habits, and it takes time.
Honestly, and
that's just a read. That's what I saw.
I mean, you know Ominous, right? So you know, and you know the rivalry. You know the guys. So you know you would be the one to make that read. But man, that was just pools as well. I can't believe it.
Just pools, and we've got Big D versus DJA. I know him as DJA Homies. I think he shortened it to just DJA.
I haven't seen this guy in a while. He was that stunt double with Johnny Cage, but now
he was
like the era.
Nightwing back in Injustice 1. I'm 5% sure of that too.
5%. You're not gonna raise the stakes? It's like maybe 10%. Are you 10% sure?
I'll go 15% sure.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
That's quite a jump. That's like triple the confidence.
Yeah,
but of course, Big D coming back in with that Cetrion. We saw clean stuff from him already. So I'm assuming we'll see more of the same here. But of course, DJ is no slouch. One of the players we haven't had the chance to see too much, I think. We haven't really seen much of his play.
Aaron Black, too, a character that can deal with Cetrion quite well. Has the full screen options to just close the gap.
An immediate down one on those that jump kick that Big D was going for. What are the speeds on Cetrion's mids like? What's she looking at?
Looking at low teens, looking at about 12, 11, 13.
Not terrible.
Yeah, not a bad day at the office. Already put himself punishable at Big D. If it's just 4, 2, 3, punishable. But you're looking for the wall. That's the stagger game of Cetrion, baby.
Unsafe staggers, but I mean, if you're making the right reads, you want your opponent to feel like that's not the case.
And he mix up here. Nope, keeping it simple off the back 2-2-2, going into the stance. And right there, you think you're going for the punish, and then you get punished for the read. That's Cetrion's pressure in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, a very late throw escape coming up from DJA. Well, that down 4 coming through. Now, this is where it gets dangerous. Big D forced to break away, but his back's still to the wall. There's the throw. Good tag.
There's that stand one. Such a good anti-air. 8 frames, massive hitbox. The size of a plane, Mustard.
I feel like it's... oh, just a cut. That was a complete crouch. He knew it was a high. He knew the fatal blow was a high. He just walked forward and just crouched the whole thing. No chip damage, just confidence. Big D with the matchup knowledge.
Very smart stuff there to close out round number 1 as DJA has looked like no slouch himself. This has been a very, very good matchup. He has been in Big D's face the entire time, which is what Big D doesn't like.
Oh, the
was
reactionary flawless block. That was clean, dude. Big D. Not bad for someone that doesn't play the game.
Yeah, not bad for someone that doesn't play and is considered an old guy like us.
It doesn't mean we lose the excuse. I don't want to lose the excuse. I want to hold on to it.
I don't know.
Oh, nice.
I mean, Sonic Fox is on team old school. I mean,
doesn't that really say it all?
That says everything.
Okay, well, there's going to be, again, Big D running away with this. Oh, it is unsafe. I mean, what are Aaron Black's punishes looking like for stuff like the wall? What are his best options?
I think just back 2-2. If I'm being honest with you, I'm pretty sure.
Another throw coming through from Big D. The distance is his.
Or yeah, 2-1, 2-1-2. 2-1. Yeah, 2-1, 2-1-2.
That's the one. I feel like Big D's just getting a lot of mileage out of like the general jump distance. He's not trying to be full screen. Oh my god, they're clean.
That stand 1 is got to be one of my favorite normals in this entire game.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you have the confidence for it too. Big D, you said he's known for spacing. He's really good at kind of like anticipating. He's just got good footsies, right? That is all there is. Oh, DJ goes straight to Johnny Cage.
And this is what we knew back in MK from this man.
Oh man, he has gone home again. It feels right to see it. Johnny Cage is visually a very exciting character to watch, but Johnny Cage players seem to be indifferent about his issues, right? Johnny Cage is one of the characters that he is on paper an incredible character. His buttons, his damage, his hit confirms, he just has amazing pokes. What really sets back Johnny Cage is I would go on record and say that I firmly believe he has the worst crushing blow requirements in the game.
I would agree with that.
They are so difficult in comparison to the rest of the cast. Like, you know, you've got the nut kick there.
First hit Ninja Mime.
Yeah, like, Ninja Mime has to be the first hit, or you have to whiff two amplified versions before. You have the nut punch. You have to
the glasses.
First hit, or it has to be a punish. That one's not so bad.
Yeah.
But it's just rough. And he's got the forward 4-3, which has no real reason connecting, right?
Yes.
But,
oh my goodness, speaking of a crushing blow, she gets massive damage, about 400 off of this.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Closing out. So after, even though he actually did have a breakaway, those of you watching at home, if Cetron hits with a geyser, you can't break away from the geyser itself. So no matter what, something's going to be free when you're lifted from the geyser.
So you can just run and go for a down 2 or something else just to try and take your Roki.
Fatal blow guaranteed off of it.
Yeah.
That's really her main use of Fatal Blow is to close out off of a confirm of a geyser. And
we have seen that already, you know. I believe we'll see it a lot this weekend to come. As there are Cetron's not a tremendously popular character, but those that do play her are
one of the strongest players here is playing Cetrion and looked very good last night after hours. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, and Big D, of course, is one of the players you just can never write him off. You know, he's not the player that you see at every single major event, you know, placing top, but he has some of the strongest placings at some of the strongest tournaments, right?
He really does. Going back to the beginning, he's had you know, been close to top 8s in MK9, Evo, you know, multiple top 8s. Didn't really play Injustice 1, came back at MKX and picked up right where he left off with the placings in Injustice 2 as well. And DJA trying to get something going here with a Fatal Blow.
I mean, this is how he has to start the comeback, but the question is, can he? I think he still has offensive bar, so he still has the damage output, but obviously that defensive bar from the Big D is going to be the problem. Oh, the crouch under. Big D tried to whip punish, didn't quite get it in time.
Ooh, beautiful air. Is there going to be the breakaway from Big D coming in late and overextending with DJA? But here it is. This is going to be safety. And that was just raw commitment from DJA. That had to have been one of the wildest things I have seen so far today.
He bet all of it on a punch to the nether regions. He's going to take the round.
Because your natural instinct after blocking that, because they can follow up with the high elbow, is just to press a button. That was actually beautiful from DJA to make the read that Big D knew that.
But it was a risk worth taking, as now he finds himself back in the match after being on the verge of just getting sent down to the loser's bracket.
This is a matchup Big D has to know extensively too, because one of his main training partners offline is Vendetta down there.
And that's going to help a ton. I mean, when you're playing in the competition, you're looking for 2 out of 3. You're looking to play, you know, obviously offline is the best way to play the game, and if you have training partners to use the character, super useful. Still though, Big D is losing this round though. TJ with a nice turnaround. Oh, little slap.
Trying to probably read the stagger. There's DJA, nice stagger himself into the throw, and all of a sudden, DJA is close to closing in.
Oh, big whiff punish into the geyser.
That's an optimal right there. That's actually tricky timing.
It's evening out somewhat. Now this is crushing blow territory. Big D, if he gets a fatal blow or if he gets the crushing blow rock, very dangerous. Oh, comes through, DGA. Try and close the distance, but he has to be careful. Big D just has to take out one button and confirm it.
And then, bam, you walk all that way just to redo it. And the walk up, and oh my goodness, DGA ties us up at 1-1. That was out of nowhere.
No, you saw Big D. He went for the startup of standing one. I think he was trying to catch him on the way in, but wasn't quite enough.
I mean, that's Setron's go-to reactionary tool when it comes to movement is 1-1. Didn't become probably active in time.
Indeed. I think he was looking for the approach, but DJ was just a bit faster. Just a little bit faster. But this is the comeback you're looking for, right? Who do we see DJ start the set with?
Oh my, I already forgot. Aaron Black.
Aaron Black, of course. So obviously Aaron Black and Johnny Cage not seem to be on the same end of the community.
So how many times do we see players that have the characters that they love instead switch for the character that on paper is probably better matchup-wise?
Exactly.
And then go home to the character that they be more comfortable with and just have more passion for and play better. I see it time and time again, Mustard.
We're seeing it before our very eyes as we speak, as we go in. We're going to be finishing things off at the Cyberlinkway facility. But will it matter? Obviously, this corner has some decent... Actually, I think both corners in this stage have decent interactables. Good damage. Obviously, you've got the combo potential of projectiles on the right. Oh, good tech. See Big D again. But that's one of the strengths of Johnny Cage. He has very fast advancing normals,
yes,
right?
He does.
Not just advancing, they are fast. So if you are looking to anticipate, you have to commit to it a lot earlier than you might normally. And if you commit to it too early and he doesn't go for it, he'll whiff punish you with it, right? That's the general footsie game against Johnny Cage.
Fast and safe, and then it puts you at a distance to where he can walk back and punish you for trying to press a button, essentially. And that's kind of the Johnny Cage game plan. Big D playing a really good keep-away game here to get game number 3 started here. Puts himself on his second match point. Can he close things out here?
Well, for his sake, he's going to need to, but DJ...
Oh, there we go.
Exactly that.
No hit confirmed, though, from the 1-1. Could have geysered.
Maybe showing a little bit of lack of confidence that it's going to be timed well, right? That's how he lost game 2, so maybe he's perhaps starting to second-guess it somewhat in comparison to early in the game. But no, this time gets it. That's what we needed. Do it twice, and then you get it clean. Big D is back on form, but DJ, immediate momentum shift. Oh, okay, into the grab too. Big D, he's out of resources quite bad. He's got no defensive bar, 1 bar of offense. That's not a huge amount.
Yeah, and she comes off her offensive bar a lot.
She needs to. Without it, she just
exactly.
tickles.
She's unsafe, full screen, allows the opponent in. Amplified Hell's Wrath, amplified wall. We see it all day long.
There's a block on the low, of course. Johnny Cage not known for the mix-ups, but he does have the range. Range to be put to good use. No anti-air attempt. DJ trying to stay safe.
Big D trying to fight his way out. Sure does with a bunch of these 4-2-3s on block. Go to the amplified wall with Punish City. And here's Big D. No offensive bar because he has to come off it in the pressure like we talked about, Mustard.
But in this situation, DJ, he is 1 confirmed away from winning, but at this range, not maybe going to work. All the crouching, the boulder. Oh! And he jumps into the amplified beam, and that's going to take it. DJA almost made it work with the character change. Yeah, we have seen that a handful of times. It's always difficult to time. Is it good to change characters? This is the right decision, especially in 2 out of 3. But DJ managed to take the risk, change to Johnny Cage. Obviously more of a comfort pick, I think.
And I can see that being difficult for Johnny Cage, that he just simply made work because of the confidence when he was able to get in, get the hits. We saw it in game number 2, and even in game number 3 started to make that comeback happen. Unfortunately, that Hell's Wrath is going to, it's almost like the eye laser of Superman back in Injustice. It's just active and covers the entire screen, especially the amplified, almost impossible to jump. So it becomes just a multiple guessing game of straight boulder, ground boulder, wall, Hell's Wrath. She has so much she can throw at you. That's why she's an Elder Goddess at the end of the day.
I mean, of course, she's going to mess around with these feeble.
Yeah,
who is this
mortals?
Who is this actor in front of me? Get him out of my
mortals.
sight.
Come on.
My word. But that was good stuff from Big D, of course, as he's going to be advancing through on the winner's side. Congratulations to him. We'll be seeing him a little bit later on as well. And DGA, obviously, now is loser's bracket, but very much still in the tournament. Obviously,
yeah.
Thank you, Double Elimination, for keeping players in a little bit longer. But we have another match coming up in just a few minutes, so please stay tuned. We'll be getting there very soon. Again, thank you very much for watching this stream so far. Welcome to Combo Breaker 2019. And again, another reminder, if you want to follow the NRS Esports Twitter page for all things competitive Mortal Kombat 11, that is the account to follow if you just want to stay up to date on the happenings of the community and tournaments around the world.
Absolutely. And this is, again, a reminder, the very first stop of the pro competition. Things are just heating up as we've got plenty more stops. We got Waz versus...
Wait, Fasol is here?
I actually didn't know that either.
Fasol is... I didn't know he was here. Dude, Fasol, the boy, Europe represented. Oh man, I'm going to be really biased, aren't I? Whoops.
Oh man.
Dude, no, I'm a huge fan of Waz too, so actually, no, I'm
That's
going to
right.
do my best.
That's right. I'll actually be biased for Waz. I'm a honorary Aussie at times.
I play Kano, dude. I'm Australian at heart.
That's a nice bit of Taka. That's all I got.
Nice bit of Taka. Oh boy, Fasol. We know now Fasol has been around for a while in the European FGC. This man has played multiple games, but he has always had somewhat of a home in the NRS community. He's been a big online player. He's traveled to a few events. We obviously saw him at Stunfest last week, which was a lot of fun. He did well there. Of course, we saw him in the MKX Pro League. He was a regular competitor.
Yes.
We saw him make, I believe, Season 1 finals. So that's going back a little bit. But the man has been playing MK for a fair while. MK9 was a Cabal player. MKX was a Kung Lao player. It looks like Kung Lao is the one he enjoys because that's who we've been seeing him play in MK11. So we're about to see some Kung Lao action.
Which is a very rare thing. And that's a character I find to be so tricky. You know, it's a character that if you know the matchup, it seems like he definitely struggles. But if you don't, man, oh man, you can. He's such a damage dealer. He's got such odd strings that last a long time. They've got big gaps if you don't know them. But when you talk to Kung Lao players, there's two ways to play him. There's how you see the Foxy approach: stagger, throw heavy. Or you see them commit a lot and go for the big damage and those strings. And
I definitely think Fasol is more of the second, more of the latter style. Very looking to confirm longer strings, a bit more wild and wacky, you could say, which is more of a, I suppose, an online friendly Kung Lao style. But he is also going for hat tricks. That's the big thing, right? Normally you see players that go for the kind of commit heavy. They'll go for orbiting hat. They'll go for Lotus Fist, because having the access to orbiting hat means you can commit a bit more and then just be safe with the Lotus Fist orbiting hat.
Orbital hat, teleport in, just like the good old days.
Yeah.
But no, we've seen Z-Hat from Foxy be actually quite effective as well.
I'm a firm believer that Z-Hat is, hat tricks is the variation to pick. I know Lotus Fist, obviously, like the orbiting hat is strong on paper, but it is so expensive. If you use it, you have to make it work. Because losing a bar of offense and defense, and if you amplify it, you lose everything. It takes that's a big investment to what that move is doing for you, right? And I feel like hat tricks enables you to be a bit safer. You still get damage, you still get your confirms.
You still get a lot of damage. Kung Lao, I don't think a lot of people know this. Watching the game is one of the damage dealers of MK11, which I would not have thought.
Absolutely. The man is doing 30% per touch, and he's going to spend bar on just that spin. Dive kick with punishes. Crushing blows aren't terribly difficult to apply. And this variation of Kung Lao actually has a better version of one of his crushing blows. We'll see if it comes down to it.
Oh my goodness! With 1 second to go! Are you kidding me?
I can only imagine Fasol doesn't know that's an overhead, because he was crouching for days and at no point tried to stand up for that.
Oh my goodness.
Fasol let it slip there. Unfortunately, Waz managing to claw that game back by the skin of his teeth.
Oh, no,
big punish.
Yep. Big risk there, and opting to go for a nice little setup there. We saw that super effective from Katana Prime yesterday in offense, especially in the corner. Leaving you plus, it's like plus 30 in the corner.
It's a lot. It is very plus those air glaives. But obviously, if you're going to be going for the respect, if you know you're getting someone that's going to respect the plus frames, you get to do a little bit more. But Waz is turning these restands into constant plus frames.
And my oh my, what a change from round number 1 as Waz is looking incredibly comfortable right now, working on a hood perfect, and he gets it here, going up 1-0. All of that off of a raw fatal blow with 2 seconds remaining. Or sorry, about 3 seconds remaining, and it got down to the 1 second mark before the full animation took place. If 1 more second had passed, we would have seen the entire animation into a loss.
Well, you know Fasol's going to be feeling some type of way about that. But he's going to have to shake it off as we go into our next match. Does he rematch? Do we
short-term memory,
He's taking some time, of course. 2 out of 3, so you don't have a huge amount of time to adjust. But Fasol, it's been around for a while. But the crushing blow thing I was talking about is this version of Kung Lao. His dive kick crushing blow has hit 2 dive kicks in a row. You can do a dive kick as a combo ender, throw as many normal Z-hats as you want. And then as long as you hit another dive kick in between the Z-hats, it will still crushing blow. Ooh. For some reason, the Z-hat doesn't stop the crushing blow, but amplified Z-hat does. I don't know why.
It doesn't count as something.
No, it doesn't. It just counts as something that doesn't interrupt it. So you can go for like dive kick ender, Z-hat, Z-hat, Z-hat. They jump expecting the Z-hat, dive kick, and it will crushing blow, despite it not being used in a row. I'm not sure why it happens, but it's very useful for this variation of Kung Lao. Very useful.
One thing we haven't seen is Facile simply opened up Waz into a full combo yet.
Not once. I mean, maybe in round 1, I believe. And then, asking you shall receive. That's what we get.
There we go. Are we gonna have the Z-Head set up? Oh my goodness, look at that damage.
Again, going for... I feel like when you see Kung Lao players going for forward 4 as an ender, that's almost like seemed to be the optimal, because it gives you a nice setup, right? Forward 4 Z-Hat is a popular ender, because you get set up, it beats a lot of wake-up options. It gets your opponent quite stressed out. All the grab. Facile just going to end with dive kicks. He's just going to take the Yoki the old-fashioned way.
All right. Oh, easy. That's a hit confirmed any day of the week from Waz there. Wiggle stick going to be active for, what, about 20-something frames all day to press those triggers, and Waz, once again, utilizing that fatal blow to get
it is a heavy investment,
though.
You know, Jade is a very frustrating character to fight when being utilized in this way, but she doesn't do a huge amount of damage from like traditional standing buttons. So, for example, being able to go back into fatal blow, yes, it killed, but that's the only time she's going to get to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
outside of the corner, of course.
Even grounded here, not getting anything off the wiggle stick naturally. Just what, 13% there? 13% is just going to keep him standing here. Plus range, but there is a gap there. We saw that exposed earlier.
Yes, indeed. But Facile is just unable to get anything going. He's playing this entire game back to the wall. Waz has no problem backing up here. He has all the health on his side. He has time.
And the pickup, he tried to get through the double dagger there with the dive kick. Almost timed it perfectly. That's what we almost called a miracle jump. Tried it with a dive kick there.
Almost not quite, as Waz is.
Oh no! And
to the face.
One. He put out a second one regardless. And how it looks like Waz is so strong with his back to the wall, stopping the approaches with the down 4, reacting to jump again with the down 4. Jade's down 4 is so strong at doing just that, stopping approaches and low profiling.
He just keeps his cool, man. I can't remember the last time I saw Waz play flustered, play tilted, played nervous, right? He is just very calm. He's a very relaxed guy. Even in person, right?
Yes.
You know, when you're talking outside of the game, he's a very chill.
Definitely matches his personality.
Yeah, very chill, very intelligent. You know, very, very calm, very calculated. And you can see that in his play. You know, you see it in the way he plays Jade. His noob Cybot was the same. And I think he's really landed on his feet with this character, you know, and congratulations to him for advancing through in the winner's side. Can't say I'm too surprised, you know. The biased side of me is sad to see Facile drop down to losers, but of course, you know, it could have been to a worse opponent, you know. Waz is one of the strong contenders, I think.
That was a really tough pool as well. It had Tachikawa, Shine, Cop Rose.
We could see him go the distance if he keeps it up.
Somewhere there was illusions, so I actually want to see what happened in that pool.
We'll find out soon, I have no doubt. But before we continue this tournament, we must go to a break before we continue the action. But before we do, I would just like to take a second to thank Gojira for the sell off their album Magma, which is one of the themes for the Mortal Kombat Pro competition stock at Combo Breaker 2019. Thank you very much, guys. We do appreciate your support.